Pretty close. Pretty close.
I'm just fooling around. I'm testing our rookie producer. It's fun. Welcome in, everybody, to this grand finale of the Polka Dot Master League tournament in this edition of Gymbreakers for the March-April wave. Yes, it's May 7th, but we are bringing you the last taste of Polka Dot you are going to have in a while. Welcome in. If you don't know who the heck I am by now, I'm not doing my job properly. But yes, I'm here again. Final Boss AJ taking over the third and final edition of these Polka Dot streams for you here on Pallet Town PvP. And yet again, I have three wonderful casters who are with me, veterans of the Gymbreaker scene, who are here for another showdown between two of the dominant powers in Gymbreakers that we have seen lately, Italy and Brazil, fated to duel yet again. And we need a crack team for this. We got a crack team. Again, I'm Final Boss AJ, the Queen of Ice, the Battle Angel, Athena, whatever you want to call me. I answer to all of those and more, with usually Frostlass and all of the Nine Tails. But since Canada did not make it very far this cycle, I have been busying myself with these duties. And again, we have the talent with me, starting with the man to my right. We're going to switch it up a little bit because I'm top left today. To my right, you know this guy from my PvP Academia. You know this guy from European Regionals broadcasts, and he is here alongside me today, invading Pallet Town PvP. The Belgian wonder, Spleen Lejeune here. Spleen, what is up, buddy?
Yeah, thanks for that amazing introduction, AJ. Really cool. I wish everyone was introducing me like you did. I'm really good. Looking forward to what seems to be a classic this year, because that was the final already last 2 months ago, actually. So looking at the trainers in the pairs, I'm definitely expecting a good show. So I'm looking forward, and the cast also looks super good. So looking forward to casting with all of you tonight.
It does indeed. And for the listener at home, who may have seen yesterday's stream, FishOnAHeater gave a freaking performance yesterday on 1 hour sleep. So he has the day off. Fish is not doing this broadcast. Instead, behind the docks is the wonderful and talented man behind the Poke Battle Network, Sosa Flow, aka the trendiest of hobbits, is on the decks today. So Sosa is handling the broadcast. So if you have any complaints, direct them to him, not me. I take my time, thank you. Anyway, down in the bottom right corner, my friend, my longtime factions teammate, the Captain B, is on the deck today. So you know, if you want to try and wrangle Emma 5 Cent Services after her Portland performance,
You'll have to go through me.
you will have to fight her. The captain of the Queen Bees, Hurricane Kaz, back on Gymbreakers again. What is up, Kaz?
Hello. Excited to be back. Always happy to be here with the Gymbreakers, and especially today getting to cast with some new faces. So I'm really excited to see these battles and talk over it all with y'all.
I'm looking forward to it as well. And right below me there, we are fortunate to get second straight broadcast. We're going to have someone actually competing in the matchup on the call. I am looking forward to getting more insights on these battles as they happen. Yesterday, it was Vroom Vroom Pow for India. And today, representing Italy, since clearly I am the Brazil representative, Leonardo 77 is here. Welcome in, Leonardo.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the introduction. And it's great to be here for the first time, maybe the first of many. So looking forward to see some great battles.
Excellent. I am so ready for this. As we said, Italy and Brazil have been the two powerhouses this season, just going toe-to-toe every month, every meta. These two have risen to the top, and they are going to duel again for the grand prize, bragging rights for 2 months atop the Gymbreakers world. And just a reminder, we could not do this without the support of Pogo Raiders. It's a online tool dedicated to hosting and joining raids. They've been optimizing that raiding organization tool for over a year. They have over 3,000 raids a day and over 150,000 members. So you got to try their free raiding tool, because beyond that, they're also a dedicated community of Pokemon Go players. You can join their monthly PvP tournaments with cash prizes and find help from some of the best players in the world, along with access to infographics and information about everything coming up in Pokemon Go. Check them out at pogoraiders.gg or on Discord at discord.gg/pogoraiders. And that's how you do that. I have done that so many times so far. I am a freaking pro. So, just a reminder, on this format, if you are new to the Gymbreakers format, it is essentially the Pokemon Go World Cup. Countries will select 8 battlers to represent them, and they will battle in pairs of 2 against 2 opponents each on the opposing country in the Silph format of the month. It is a best of 3 set, and teammates are allowed to share info in between matches. So that first match, very important. You don't give away too much info that your next opponent can use against you. It is the first to 25 points wins, because there are 48 battles. So that race to 25 is ever important. And again, these 2 teams have a very storied history, so they want to get that gold in the trophy case. If we can take a quick look, Sosa, at the path that these teams have traversed to get here. There's the bracket. It's covering me. You don't need to see me. You know what I look like. Italy has been dominant yet again, and not only against other countries, against themselves, because they took out the Italy B team from Sardinia in the quarterfinals there after the qualifications round. Italy, a very dominant performance in the group stage, beating the likes of the USA B team from California, Sweden, Spleen's Belgian side. We won't talk about that. Mexico, and then again going through these playoffs here, taking out Sardinia, and then Spleen's Belgian side, demolishing India in the semifinals to set up this rematch with Brazil. Again, a very dominant force. They've been near the top at least for the past year, and this group stage was no exception. In the Ionic Cup group stage, Brazil did go 5-0. I don't think they were challenged. Honestly, I think Mexico B put in the best performance against them in the Ionic stage, but in the playoffs, Brazil taking care of business, knocking out Sweden, and then putting the USA into the bronze match. Everyone who's watched Gymbreakers knows how potent that USA team is. So Brazil just casually flicking them aside to set up this rematch with Italy. Yo, any thoughts on these paths as we go into the look at the battlers here?
I definitely feel like it's been a while since I've casted something not with the USA team in it. So the fact that it's been so, like, Brazil and Italy have been so dominant to push out what I perceive as like a regular up in this tier is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, this has definitely been a cycle of change for Gymbreakers. If
Yeah,
you look at the playoffs.
Exactly. Last year we used to cast Spain against the USA in the final. This year it seems like it's going to be Italy against Brazil quite well. Maybe the 2 most dominant teams right now on the circuit. So, but also if you look at the rosters, they really have stacked rosters, and also quite to notice a bit, just like the US team as well, a second team that is going far as well. So that just means how deep is the roster, and how they basically have like 16 competitive players to play, and that's compared to a country like Belgium, that's definitely something to notice for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Leonardo, you can speak to this depth better than anyone, being on the Italian side. What has it meant to see Italy have this just rise up to kind of take over Gymbreakers?
Well, I might say that it might be a strange coincidence that since I joined Italy Gymbreakers team, we've been having a second final in a row. But yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that this
Sure.
Italy-Brazil rivalry is very nice and also old-fashioned, because it just feels like a football World Cup rivalry, like in the old times when Italy and Brazil used to be in the finals all the time. That's a long history behind those two international teams. So always great to face Brazil, either in Gymbreakers or on the football pitch.
was gonna say, I mean, I noticed there is no North Macedonia Gymbreakers team, so I guess Italy is safe. But let's look at these rosters here. So if you can put them up, just to get a look at who is going to be battling today. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see us again. These lineups are freaking stacked, y'all.
Yeah.
Leonardo's down there in pair 4. Like that's how deep this Italy team runs. And even in pair 4, you got 2 LNDS battlers in Bernardo and T. Steinar, who are very talented. Just look at the names: Emalanga, Aspercelto, Bomberoni, Heisenberg for Italy, Bruce Santos, Joao Victor, Bruno Hagi, Oreo, JW Naldo for Brazil. There's so many elite battlers on display here.
So
much
many
like
names.
the India-USA match we had yesterday. And any names that are sticking out to y'all immediately?
I mean, I'm not trying to be nice to Leonardo here, but when I look to that pair 4, Scafo and Leonardo, that's for me that's very top high level battlers there. So I wouldn't like to face that pair, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And JW Naldo, like I've recognized that name from many previous Gymbreakers battles before. Like that whole side is just as formidable for me.
Yeah, and I think, if I'm correct, that on the Brazilian teams, you have 4 people that are actually going to Yokohama, sorry. And some of them, actually, they are just too young to compete, so they can't be there. Someone like Joe Victor or Bernardo, I think they are under 18, and in Brazil you can't participate in tournaments, in play Pokemon tournaments.
Oh, wow.
If you are under 18. So just outstack this team, and you see Nozardi there, because he's playing for the Brazilian B team, if we can call that a B team, of course.
I was gonna say.
So that's just how stacked is the roster for sure.
Yeah, I do agree. I think that pair 2 is going to tell the story of this matchup between Joao Victor, Bruno Hagi, Emalanga, and Aspercelto. I think that pairing, whoever gets the best of the opposing side in that pairing, is going to go a long way in determining this victory. That's a pair I'm watching, is that pair 2. Sorry, Leonardo, I'm sure your battles are great, but that's where my attention is, on that pair 2. I think that's going to be the big determining factor. Before we get into it, any thoughts on Polkadot? I personally have liked Polkadot. It's been a breath of fresh air.
I mean, I enjoyed it. You definitely I saw a lot of unusual mons. A lot of people really stretching their spicy fingers out and using some things we don't often see in like the open meta that's been, so prevalent in the Play Pokemon tournaments, which I believe we have an update on, AJ?
Yeah, we can confirm that Axon is going to be in the grand finals, did take out Shady Equation in that battle, so Axon will await the winner of Shady Equation. And Nino, I believe, is the other opponent in the losing battle. Oh, it is Rubik. Okay. It is Rubik's Master. So
Nice.
so just so you know, Axon already qualified for Yokohama, so Axon was already going. So we do know the Yokohama qualifiers from Portland. It will be Shady Equation and Rubik's Master, making that trip to Japan to join some of these battlers that we've already seen from the Brazilian team. Paulinho, I believe, won the Sao Paulo regional today as well, not on this Brazil roster.
Very exciting. Very exciting stuff. Just like these battles that we are ready to get into, I think.
I believe you are ready. So, since I have done way too much talking, we are going to hand it off to Kaz and Leonardo for these opening few battles, and then Spleen and I will come in And, you know, I'll talk some more because clearly y'all aren't sick of me yet. So, Kaz, Leonardo,
never...
let's jump. I appreciate you saying that, Kaz, but I know my strengths and weaknesses. But Kaz, Leonardo, please take it away. Let's get this underway.
Awesome. Great. And so we have our first battles ready for us here. We see a Dawn fan immediately on Aspercelto's side swapped out in favor of oh my god, Celio is the name of that Pokemon that I briefly forgot.
Yeah, that was a ABA team weak to Jumpluff. Fortunately for Aspercelto, the opponent's lead was Jumpluff. So say swapping Celio, knowing that it can tank an energy ball like a champ. So that forcing the opponent to swap into cast form. So now the clock is a bit distinct. So let's see with all this energy how Celio is gonna perform.
And this is a water gun Celio too, which honestly I'm not sure I would have swapped into that Jumpluff matchup. It can take the moves, but does not deal out the same sort of fast move damage as Powder Snow.
Yeah, true. But if you look at the Bruno team, it's like water gun is kind of needed in order to be able to deal with Blaziken. So unfortunately, there was the only move set available for Celio. But luckily, Aspercelto grabs a shield from Castfall, so there is some win condition now.
Yeah. And we see a Weather Ball coming in against the Donphan, which is not going to do too much damage. And Donphan gets a really nice farm now.
Move. Yeah, just pains with the move. So probably just chipping the jump off a little bit. I don't know if Aspercelto is going to sacrifice the Donphan or...
Yeah, we do see him trying to get all the chip damage possible onto this Jumpluff. Jumpluff being tanky as it is, you really got to do all you can while you can.
Yeah, and this CMP tie is also massive for Aspercelto because now you can safely let Donphan go, I believe. Yeah, just hoping that Beedrill with 2 shields can just sweep.
Yeah, and we do see the opposing Beedrill come out from Bruno on the Brazilian side.
Yeah, Bruno not going for the drill run, so just trying to deal as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. Aspercelto doesn't fall for it, so goes straight to drill run, which makes sense since he's up a shield.
Yeah, he can safely, especially counting those fast moves, as I'm sure he was, he can safely let that first X-Scissor go and know that he has a shield advantage for the end game.
Yeah, now can this Beedrill just try to outpace the jump up? Yeah, I think,
I think so.
It's already double. Yeah.
The Jumpluff still had to get to its first move, and the Beedrill still has a shield, whereas Jumpluff...
Yeah, Bruno knows it and just lets the jump. Okay, fine. Anyway,
Well, we see him throwing the energy ball instead of the much more effective acrobatics, so I think he knows that it's over.
It's a nice comeback from a very bad lead for Aspercelto. So let's see how the opponent will adapt.
Yeah, very interesting. In that end game, the precision that it takes, to know that Beedrill with 2 shields was really gonna save you from that Jumpluff, who's really has to rely on the acrobatics damage. The Fairy Wind does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and definitely, if you see at Bruno's team, there is no clear, strong answer for Beedrill. So it makes sense. It makes sense that Beedrill with 2 shields in that game can just do very well.
And here we see the matchup that was safe swapped in the first game as our opener with the Celio onto the cast form.
Yeah, so now this Celio is going to be able to throw double body slam before fainting into the final Weather Ball rock. So it's going to bring cast form into the red health range. Okay, cast form just barely outpaces the Celio.
And the Celio going to let this through. Yeah, I mean, it had a little bit of energy, but there was no more point in staying in that matchup. and letting them get any farm.
Yeah. But now visually is locked. Again, this Castform, and Castform has, of course, access to Weatherboard Rock for super effective damage. So visually is gonna burn the first shield of this game. It goes straight for the nuke, which is interesting.
Yeah, and this should be, at this health range, is this enough to take out the Castform? Just barely not.
Okay, interesting move. So Castform just saves the energy and bails out.
Yeah, I believe that's a pretty smart play, saving that energy from a Sperlto. You never know when that's going to come in handy later.
Yeah, exactly.
B on B violence here, and Bruno going to throw, go straight for the nuke drill run and gets the last shield from Aspercelto.
Yeah, Aspercelto committing to the opposing jump farm down to maximize the energy. But now this visually is shieldless against the jump off, who can basically just sweep.
Yeah.
But Bruno has to be careful to any potential catch, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like the win con that you, like with no shields, you have to rely on that catch.
Yeah, also I like Bruno not shielding these moves because he knows that Castform is gonna be able to reach a Weatherboard Rock, and Weatherball is gonna be more effective than. Oh, nice catch! Nice catch. Actually.
There it is. Very, very nice. Especially since that Jumpluff did charge up a little bit of extra, like I think it was like 1 Fairy Wind extra. So just the knowledge of the timing there, being able to swap out and get that, what we refer to as a third shield. Very, very strong play from Aspercelto.
Yeah, but now this Castform forces Beedrill to throw energy, and I don't know if it's gonna be very, very close. It's gonna come to the wire because Jumpluff is gonna probably tank this Xyza just barely, probably.
Yeah, so, I think it can live by just maybe 1. Nope. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, super close. Just 1 HP in a dream.
Exactly.
As they say, very close game. Very nice one from both.
Incredibly close. Yeah, Aspercelto still played well, getting that swap right on time. Because otherwise that would have been the end of it.
So it's now we are 1-1. So 1 game from either. So now let's go to the third game. Celia lead again against Beedrill. That's now the pretty neutral lead.
Yeah. It's I mean, they're both dealing pretty strong damage to one another. Beedrill does go straight for the drill run here, wanting to do all the damage possible against the very tanky Celio, who will let that go through. And we see Bruno has swapped now into the Castform.
Yeah, a lot of energy for this Celio.
Yeah. And Castform can take these body slams, no problem.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. I'm supposing now Aspercelto's gonna bail out. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So now this Castform is locked. So I'm expecting Aspercelto going for a tackle farm down.
Definitely all of that energy onto his own Castform. Oh.
Okay, actually some lag, but yeah, Aspercelto doesn't really want to take another weatherable worth of damage, so it makes sense for him to throw some energy. So Bruno comes in with Beedrill again.
Yeah, knowing that the opposing Castform from Aspercelto does not have the energy to throw that Weatherbowl Rock immediately.
Yeah, nice counting from Bruno, who I think he might be just have thrown the Xyza, and it would have been enough in any case. But just to be sure, better be safe than sorry. Taking the Castform out.
Exactly, and now we see this B on B violence again, being that Beedrill. I mean, as you pointed out earlier, it's Bruno's best answer to the opposing Beedrill.
Yeah, and also Aspercelto tried to catch a move, but it was slightly desynced the one
Mm.
turn, so it wasn't possible. So now this jump off is probably trying the impossible mission to farm down the Beedrill with Fairy Wind.
Oh gosh. No, gonna actually throw the energy ball just to knowing that they can't get the farm down with Fairy Wind, and we'll get the shield from
Yeah, just to fish the defense debuff, I guess.
Mm.
It was a win con, but yeah, this Beedrill's health is going down, although quite slowly, but
Yeah.
it's definitely going down.
If you zoom in on your screens, you can see the health bar just going down incrementally, and this Beedrill is just stacking energy on energy on energy, not even throwing the X scissors one right after another, but stacking up to the next before throwing.
Yeah, actually, Beedrill just survived with really 1 HP to this
Literally.
huge and aggressive farm down.
Oh, and Bruno comes in to get the last bit of damage off and is water gunned down. Now the jump off has a move ready.
Oh, but it's still a shield. So I think Celia is gonna water gun down the jump off before.
Yeah, because again that Fairy Wind damage is just next to nothing.
Oh,
and
to the move.
Cannot get the move off.
Yeah, that was incredibly close. Just the most incredible ending you can think of.
Yeah, literally literally a photo finish with water gun on jump bluff is something you very rarely get to see.
Yeah, every game was just a matter of 1 HP or 1 turn every time. So very close games, very nicely played from both players. Well done.
Very high skill level, knowing not only knowing the move counts, but knowing when they might possibly throw over that exact CMP tie. Just incredible skill. And so I think we're ready for the next set of 3. Oh. All right, here we go. The next set of 3, we have Heisenberg 24 on the Italian team versus Patrick Albani on the Brazilian team. And we have a pretty interesting matchup to start out with the Alolan Raichu from Italy onto the Brazilian Beedrill.
Yeah, so this Alolan Raichu is actually able to one-shot the Beedrill from this range, I suppose, or maybe just slightly not, because it's not a shadow, but yeah, I understand the shield from Patricky. Definitely, you really don't want to eat a wild charge.
No. Yeah, and Patrick going to immediately give up both shields to get some nice farm onto this Beedrill. But we see a quick swap from Heisenberg over to their cast form to take this first drill run.
Yeah, just to soak some damage and just to use cast form as a sponge. I think it's a sensible choice.
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly tanky. And we do see an opposing catch from Patrick onto his own cast form of this Weather Ball Rock.
Yeah, that's a great move because, of course, it just minimizes the damage that this cast form can take because of the non-stab damage.
Catch after catch, and I'm still surprised every time. And we do see another Weather Ball coming off from this cast form, and now the tackle down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So double Weather Ball is gonna deal some very respectable damage. So definitely a wise choice just to tackle down the opponent.
And we'll throw the first Weather Ball Rock onto the opposing Jumpluff, who has a shield but chooses not to use. I mean, it does a respectable amount of damage.
Yeah, so now let's see how things are. Okay, yeah, definitely not shielding anything from the cast. Oh, nice catch. Ooh. Very nice catch. But I don't think it's gonna be still enough because Beedrill There's still a lot of energy. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
but the jump left with an acrobatics, and there are no shields left in play from Patrick, so the acrobatics will take out the speed drill for
Yeah,
sure.
nicely played. I didn't realize that actually they still had a shield, but okay, there was still Celio lurking in the back. So actually, it wasn't. I mean, it was a great showcase of skill. Unfortunately, the team count was just a little bit too strong for Patricky. So now we are 2-2. Let's see how Heisenberg is gonna take measures, take action.
Yeah, I mean, you really need that Raichu to get to have some energy for that Celio in the back. Or as we see here, Heisenberg has brought in Blaziken this time.
Yeah, and Blaziken is actually very, very powerful against the opponent's team because only Beedrill has some sort of scare and some scare potential. All the other Pokemon are gonna take a lot of damage from either charge move or fast move because even Samurott has to be careful. The counter damage are really oppressive.
Yeah. And in the meantime, we have these two Jumpluff duking it out. And Heisenberg chooses to let theirs go to this second acrobatics from Patrick. So you have to bring
countering. Yeah, so the counter down might be a little bit slow, but maybe shielding once, it might be able to counter down.
Yeah, with both shields still in play, this is probably the best option for Heisenberg to just get all of that energy ready for the next Pokemon. Because as you were almost literally just saying, Blaziken with energy can do a lot against their Patrick's entire team.
Yeah, I think the game is already over now because despite Blaziken having just one shield instead of two, but all this energy is gonna do massive damage, and Patricky will have to shield something eventually.
And he chooses to spend it on this first blast burn from the Blaziken, but another one is coming in hot.
Yeah.
Listen, every once in a while I make a good pun.
Yeah, so nice swap now just to avoid the Blaziken having to shield or take a Hydro Cannon. And I suppose Heisenberg was suspecting the cast from in the back since the Samurott was double shielding the blast burn. So now just using cast form as a damage sponge, as always happens in this polka dot meta, is usually the safest option.
Yeah, it's what I saw a lot of when I did my tournaments. Is that cast form is surprisingly tanky for such a little guy, just a little creature.
Yeah, still very obnoxious if you don't know how to deal with it.
Especially with the tackle down, but does get off this weather ball before the counter damage takes it out. Oh, that does so much to Blaziken. Yeah.
It's a very wise no shield from Heisenberg, knowing that Samurott had already a Hydro Cannon stored. So yeah, Blaziken able to clean the game up with a very, very impressive performance. So 3-2 for now.
Yep, a great call from Heisenberg to adjust after that first match.
So we will see another Blaziken show.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it in the position that Heisenberg had it in the back with those shields, it put it in a very, very strong position. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the play again. Oh no, we see immediately the Blaziken come in as a safe swap against Samurott.
Yeah, which makes sense because of course, shields up Blaziken is a very, very decent answer for Samurott, since the fast move deal no damage to it.
Yeah, it does absolutely nothing. But Samurott will now go for the first Hydro Cannon, obviously going to get the second shield from Heisenberg.
Yeah, but everything will have to. I mean, Blaziken will definitely get their shields back after this huge farm down.
Massive farm down. I mean, Patricky has 2 shields, but who comes in? The Beedrill.
Yeah, so 2 blaze kicks, of course. It will
Yeah,
it will be
going to
taking
get both those
shields.
shields. Yeah.
Okay, knowing that probably blaze kick is not gonna be enough, so maybe Patricky wants to tank it, and good call because now this blaster, of course, gonna one shot the Beedrill.
Yeah, and
Good
now
call.
Patricky has a shield left to protect this Jumpluff, which is going to have a great matchup against the Hippowdon in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hippowdon can be definitely Ice Fang. I think I know it, but I don't want to spoil it.
I feel like you might
that.
have some insider knowledge.
Okay, decides not to reveal the Hippowdon moveset, which is smart, but I don't know if it's, if this cast form is gonna close the game. So probably Heisenberg is gonna be forced to reveal the Hippowdon in any case.
Yeah. I mean, trying to hold off on that as long as possible, because as we mentioned before, there is a lot of information sharing. So trying to not reveal that is in Heisenberg's best interest for the long game for the team.
Yeah, exactly. So just by one turn, I think this is barely gonna be enough.
It should be at this health range. Oh yeah,
just barely.
And so we do see the Ice Fang Hippowdon come in and clean up that Jumpluff. Woe to me for doubting the Hippowdon.
Well, Hippowdon really was. I mean, it didn't really play a huge role in this game, but yeah, Blaziken was the king of this 3 games, especially the last 2 games was really a fantastic showcase of how Blaziken is able to threaten everything just with some energy. Really impressive.
Blaziken plus shields equals wins. Is that the equation I'm hearing from Polkadot? now that the month is over and I can't use that information to my advantage. And now we have another set of battles here. And they will start in pretty immediately. Yes. Goodness gracious, we're already in it with the Hippowdon on Samurott from someone whose name I recognize.
Yeah, so I tried to catch the Hydra on my Celia, but yeah, of course my opponent doesn't fall for it. I had to eat this Mega Horn, and I exposed myself to a Confusion Farm down. So I tried to fake the return, but yeah, hoping that my opponent maybe shielded, but yeah, no shield from them.
Unfortunately, Bernardo does not take the bait there.
Yeah, so I'm forced to throw a body slam again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean when the first bait doesn't work, it's typically what you want to do is just try and get as much chip gem as possible, correct?
Yeah. So now I was debating whether to try the farm down or to win the CMP tie against the Oranguru, but I really value the energy on this down farm. So actually wanted to maximize the energy. I know I'm gonna have to throw regardless, unfortunately. So probably it was a very bad choice for me. I should have just thrown the body slam immediately because I didn't maximize the farm down.
Yeah, you have a little bit of energy there, but perhaps not quite as much as you could have had. Although we do get the first shield now from Bernardo's Samurott.
Yeah, and trying to catch again, but yeah, no catch, and
Bernardo unforgiving.
Yeah, no catch, no bait. Really, well, I think at this point there's nothing that I really can do. After I see the Donphan, my only win condition here is just to get as much energy as possible on my own Donphan, so that I can just double up on body slam and kill the Samurott. So here we see both of us are just stopping tapping. So Okay, no, probably it was another game. Sorry, it was another game. But he doesn't do any bubble, so because he doesn't really
Yeah.
want my Donphan to
Yeah, no, here we
farm
see you
some
both
energy.
just avoiding the tap down,
Yeah,
trying not to give away energy.
yeah. Unfortunately, not enough energy for me because I'm just
Yeah.
falling just a little bit short. Yeah, just one counter away from the double up, and even if I doubled up, actually, I would have lost CMP time against the
Yeah.
Samurai. So very nice team raid from my opponent, who I respect a lot. We've been on each other for a long time, and so yeah, props to him for this first game.
Yeah, I mean, some very strong play there. Not throwing the hydro cannon at first, but knowing the swap was imminent and saving that mega horn damage. And then in the end, the reverse is also true, withholding the move so that they had double hydro cannon ready for you in the end game.
Yeah,
Very, very smart.
Unfortunately, my team is kind of soft to Samurott and to Oranguru, so I have to play around these two in order to get some wins.
And Bernardo knows it. We see Samurott right on the lead in that first.
Yeah, so Donphan say swap. I need to use my Celio as a main answer with Worgen as well, because my next opponent would have had Blaziken, so I really wanted to have Worgen for this. Yeah, so I get a shield, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And my win condition here is just to keep some sort of shield advantage. So that's why I don't shield, and they're forced to throw again. Otherwise, I would be able to reach another body slam. And yeah, so my win condition is here just trying and farm down this Donphan.
With a Beedrill?
Yeah, with the resisted poison jabs.
It's such an interesting matchup, this one, because I mean, you're both fast moves from your opponent are resisted, right? Even though the type advantage seems to point in the opposite direction. You think it's like a more straightforward matchup, but it actually ends up being somewhat neutral.
Yeah, so fast swap to Oranguru. So I throw the first Exisa, stole the second one, but probably it was a mistake because I think I should have just thrown the second one. Because now what happens is that I'm not able to put this Oranguru in weather ball range, and that's a shame because these confusions are really gonna add up. So maybe throwing a second Exisa. So I believe the Samurott would have had to throw Hydro Cannon at Beedrill in any case, because I still wasn't in Fury Cutter range, even if I took the second confusion. So definitely throwing the second Exisa would have given me more play. Unfortunately, Oranguru hangs on a thread
Oh my gosh!
for this final move, and I really can't shield this, and I also get kind of sniped by this Donphan.
Yeah.
Which reaches a final move.
Oh my gosh! Forcing you to shield.
Forcing me to shield, and I know that Samurott is gonna outpace me to the double move because one drill run is not gonna be enough, unfortunately. So I need to have drill run and Exisa all together, and I'm just barely one move short from the double move.
I mean, unfortunate, but obviously you were playing to the best of what you could, given what the plays your opponent was making.
Yeah, so just one turn away was really close. It's a bit frustrating if you allow me, but you know when both players are great. This
is a safe space. You can vent if you like.
You know when your opponent is so good and is good as you, and everything just comes down to very little decisions. You can't really recriminate anything. You can't really have big regrets if you play the best that you can. That's just how great players play against each other.
It's very true. It's like the finest of lines, and like you were saying, a single turn of energy can make a massive difference, even from the outset of the game.
Yeah. So for this third game, I tried and catch my opponent by surprise by leading Beedrill after he led ABA weak to Beedrill twice, but also I lost the lottery of the team reading. So I get this Oranguru in the lead, and also I don't shield the psychic because I honestly thought it was a foul play. So a very nice read. So what I'm gonna do here is just trying to take this Samurott out of my sight. I really want to shield this in order to keep my Celio healthy because my Beedrill is not gonna have a nice time against Oranguru. So Celio is my win con now, and the return lands, which
Very
is nice.
nice. I mean, you had to give up a shield to do it, but it's always so satisfying when that works.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So, and as soon as I see the Donphan, of course, I want just to give my Beedrill as much play as possible, since I know that I don't really want to take confusion damage in that game. And nice call, nice bait call, and he goes for the Earthquake, which is very smart.
My gosh!
Smart.
I mean, yeah, he knows he has you kind of in a corner with that Beedrill.
Yeah, like, of course, I really don't want to shoot anything from this Donphan because I know that it's just a dead weight against the Oranguru. So the Earthquake is the smartest choice. Unfortunately, since I had thrown Xyza and not rerun, this Donphan was just barely able to live enough to throw the final body slam, and so I just had to commit the last shield, and I can't shield here. So yeah, really unfortunate. But of course, my opponent played perfectly. I can't really say anything else. Just props to him. Very impressive performance.
Yeah, a very good team read on their part. You know, with you leading the Beedrill and then deciding that was the condition that you were forced into by them. So I think that was our first 3 battles. Very intense. Very fast paced, and now we're ready to see. Brazil has it up by 1 point now to 4, so it's still pretty evenly matched team-wise. But I think we're ready to pass it off to our fellow casters and get their expertise for our next set.
I mean, I got some things I want to talk about, Spleen, but we're gonna go right into this first matchup between Patrick Penny and
let's go.
Tokusama.
And we do see a Jumpluff on the lead against the cast form. Jumpluff going right away for that first energy ball. AJ.
Yeah, and this is one of the most popular matchups we've seen all month in Polkadot. Jumpluff and cast form, 2 of the most popular options. If you don't have the ice type on your team, Jumpluff is just such a bulky threat, and this cast form doing its best here, firing off the Esfera Climática, the rock version. I don't know what rock is in Portuguese yet, but
exactly. And Jumpluff, you're going for that second energy ball that's going to be shielded by Dokusama.
Yeah, and Dokusama just trying to make sure the advantage is pressed. You're not wanting to give up a shield to this normal cast form, and he's going to let the Jumpluff go. This Weather Ball is enough, and now Patrick's cast form is going to come in and start getting some farm here, Spleen.
Yeah, trying to go for that tackle farm down, but the opposing cast form has a lot of energy here, and he's going to throw what I assume is going to be a Weather Ball, but the normal version this time, and going for that, reaching a last second.
That is a tough Weather Ball to give up there. Another normal Weather Ball has to be shielded by cast form to protect that energy. And now it's at half health going into Dokusama's next Pokemon here, which will be revealed. And it is the Celio, and it is a Powder Snow variant here.
Yeah, it's the Powder Snow variant here, but maybe not the best way to come into a loaded cast form with the Celio, because those rock Weather Balls are going to be doing some massive damage, and we see a first nasty catch here, catching
Yeah.
the body slam on his own Cilio.
The Pacado Cobra connects, but I think this was the play here for Dokusama. With Jump Left now out of the picture, Cilio doesn't have a target, so using it to soak up the energy from that cast worm, I think is a very smart play by the Italian. Cilio responding with body slams of its own. We've seen one return Cilio today, Spleen. I don't know if we see another here.
Yeah, let's find out. But Patricky Albani is
It
going
is
to shield, and
Returnal!
this is the return indeed. And what a great shield! And now going for the farm, for the extra farm, and now he's going to unleash the energy on that Beedrill.
Oh, big shield by Patrick Albani, maybe taking a page from Leonardo, revealing that return in an earlier matchup, knowing that it was potentially here. And now the Cilio, more corporal punishment for this Beedrill. The cast form's already at a weather ball.
Yes, I do like that play, combo play, catching the X scissor, barely surviving to throw that rock weather ball, and that rock weather ball is going to do some super effective damage on the Beedrill, taking out the Beedrill, and in the back there is the Cilio.
Public service announcement, to hit a X is still a terrible move. And the Cilio going to farm down here, gets to the body slam it needs. That Cilio needed to find another return, but this Cilio is going to send it back to sender here. And a big point on the board from Patrick Albani. He said it was a nightmare in that first matchup, the pesadillo for him in that first matchup. Might be waking up from it here, Spleen, with a big victory in game one.
Yeah, exactly. And what a game. We saw multiple catches, good decisions with that return that got shielded, and overall a very dynamic and entertaining game. So let's find out. We start with game two with that Beedrill mirror. So kind of a bait game there between the who is going to bait with that X scissor, or are they going to go for the nuke? Patricky trying to call the bait, but Dokusama landing a return, and now will he shield that drill run?
I get to say it for the first time, Spleen. The Furasao unleashed on both sides, and Patrick swaps out immediately into that Cilio trying to farm down. Dokusama going to save an X scissor on that Beedrill, though, as his own return Cilio comes into play.
Yeah, exactly. And now we know that it's a return, but allowing also the Cilio from Patrick Albani to build quite a lot of energy there. And now we do see that second body slam is going to be unleashed there.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of speed versus power here. Can Patrick Albani make the call when Dokusama reaches for that return? These body slams are all Patricky's got to fight off this Cilio. That return looms large over this matchup, and Dokusama finally going to fire here, Spleen.
Yeah, exactly. And Patrick Albani electing to no shield instantly and calling that body slam. What a call. And now he's going to throw on the charge move priority. Will we see a shield from Patrick Albani? No shield.
And there's the Returnal.
Electing to let that go and opting to go for that aggressive farm down, but Dokusama answering instantly with its own cast form.
You know what this is, Spleen? This is the mirror. This is the mirror game. We've seen Beedrill on B. We've seen Cilio on Cilio. We've seen cast form on cast form. Now there's the shield from Dokusama trying to protect that shiny cast form here. But it is going to come down to shield and energy management, as it usually does in these mirror situations. And right now, both battlers are putting their faith in the most popular Pokemon in the Polkadot meta.
Yeah, you're totally right. Also to keep in mind that Dokusama left with a move, and that move could come handy as we are going to approach the end game here. And we do see Patrick Albani going for another weather ball, normal weather ball. And also interestingly to note that Dokusama wins CMP there.
Yeah, big info, but went for the extra tackle there. And now Patrick Iobani's cast form is going to get the knockout against the opposing cast form here. Big swing for Patrick Iobani. This cast form has no energy. And a Beedrill that is going to fire the Tijera X immediately on this cast form.
Yeah, that should be enough indeed. Oh no, almost.
It's not enough. And now
And we
Celio's
do-
going to have to come in. Does it have a body slam? No, it doesn't.
Oh, gets poison jab by Patrick Albani, and what a game! Really entertaining game, just like we saw in that game one. Actually, very dynamic. Both players managing their energy quite well, trying to also aggressively swap to gain energy advantage, which seems to be the way to play in this meta. And we move straight to game 3, and that's a very good lead for the Celio into the Donphan. Yes, the Donphan is doing super effective counter damage, but Celio fights back with those body slam and those powder snow.
I'm not sure if this is the lineup Patrick Iobani wanted to see going for this sweep here, because, oh, what a catch! Getting this move on the cast form, catching the Weather Ball of Rock, and maybe being able to get alignment here. I think he wants that jump bluff on that Donphan spleen.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense, and always nice also to catch that rock weather ball, because on the other side you don't get that stab bonus that the normal one gets, so it does slightly less damage to the cast form than the normal version of the move.
Yeah, and he is actually going to throw the Weather Ball Rock here. I apologize to my Portuguese fans. Tesoura X is Portuguese, Tejera X is Spanish, but I got both of them in my arsenal. Oh, doesn't get that Weather Ball off there though, spleen.
Yeah, that's huge for Dokusama. Coming in with the jump off. I do like this play. Jump off is bulky, so does cast form, but it's easier to tank a move in there, and trying to get a bit of an energy lead there with that Fairwind farm down on the cast form. And in the back, we do see that Celio.
Patrick, he might be saving those shields for next season. I don't know if the Celio throws a move here, spleen. Now the Celio's coming in for Patrick Iobani, trying to get these body slams off. But this Celio is going to have a chance to get a lot of energy here if it wants it for that jump. I don't know if it needs it to be. And there's the Donphan coming back in.
Exactly, going for that body slam there, and Donphan just soaking all that energy, and now throwing to force in a way the Celio to make a decision.
No.
But I do like this play. He's going to try to go for an aggressive farm down with the jump off.
I like this play as well. I think this is the win con for Patrick Iobani, getting to 2 energy balls. He's not going to be able to stash both. He is going to have to take some powder snow damage here, but shields are down for Dokusama, so a full farm down here might get the job done. It depends on how much energy Dokusama Celio has. Here's the shield on the second body slam from this Donphan, and let's see what question gets answered.
Oh, and we do see the first energy ball, but
it needs to see the move. A return will knock it out. Body slam won't do it.
Body slam doesn't take out. Can Patrick Albani reach another energy ball and survive the powder snow damage?
I don't think he can. I think he needs 2. And I don't think this jump off lives it. It doesn't.
Barely.
And that is a big point for Dokusama to take back from Patrick Albani. Almost a Brazilian sweep there. But Dokusama keeps Italy in range with a 1-2. And speaking of sweep, by the way, can let y'all know we have the winners final in the Portland Regional. It will be its Axon against Rubik's Master, who swept out Shady Equation 3-0 in the losers final. So Axon and Rubik's Master for the Portland title. Axon is already qualified for Yokohama, would win the travel pack with a victory here. Rubik's Master trying to prevent that and trying to give Axon another second place finish. Sergio, while we have a second here, just to talk about some of these matchups. Like Leonardo was talking about how pinned in he was in his matchup against Bernardo, and we see Patrick Iobani kind of taking what he learned from that first matchup he had and coming back with a strong performance against Dokusama. Is there anything you've seen early in these matchups from their respective polka dot philosophies?
I mean, it's pretty clear that almost every player do like that jump bluff and cast form combo, because I'm not super familiar with the polka dot meta, but from what I see in the teams, it's mostly spammy, and not really bulky mons, things like Beedrill, even if Beedrill in a way is not a glassy mon, but so I do understand why you do have those jump bluff and cast form as kind of extra shields, so that you can make some things like Samurott or like the Blaziken that we saw earlier also shine, because they do need shield to shine in a way.
And I also want to shout out Heisenberg for making Ice Fang Hippowdon a thing here in this final. I love it. I did win the Girls of PvP Mega tournament with an Hippowdon in the roster, but I ran Bite instead of Ice Fang. I wanted it as the giraffe / Orangaroo seeking missile, but didn't really play out. I had to lean a lot on Galvantula and Celio since I ended up running a team 4 times weak to ice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think like Hypodon is a very interesting mon for factions or for Gymbreakers, mostly because it's a super versatile mon. So in a way, in those formats where you can TM in between rounds or in between weeks, or when you know the team of your opponent, having access to such a variety of fast move is really interesting to use. I mean, you could go Thunderfang, you could go Firefang, like we mentioned earlier. I mean,
yeah, I think a lot of these players have been looking for that fast move pressure damage, especially seeing what Cast Form's been able to do to the meta with those tackles, Beedrill, with those poison jabs. I think fast move pressure became more important as this meta went on. And yeah, you have Pokemon like Celio that can sometimes be that fast move pressure Pokemon with the water gun, but is more used in that jump left check roll with the Powder Snow and the Aurora Beam. I think as this meta went on, more of our battlers were trying to experiment with that. We've seen Arcanine in here. We've seen a Alolan Raichu in here, famously getting the win, the finishing win for the USA against India yesterday. So
yeah, and I also do like that Raichu with Thundershock, because we usually do see the Vol Switch variant, but in a way it's also interesting to see that Thundershock. And I'm curious. I mean, I might have a clue why running Thundershock over Vol Switch, but if I could have the confirmation, that would be great. But that's always nice. It's also a surprise. It doesn't change that much in terms of counts and in terms of energy generation. But having that 2-turn fast move also allows you a bit more flexibility. It's a bit easier to catch a move. It's a bit easier to be just a bit more flexible, like I was saying.
10 turns to a wild charge if you're on Thundershock, which if you face me in Ionic, you know that because I did that with Raikou repeatedly. Let's get on to this next matchup here. Bruce Santos is going to step in alongside his teammate there trying to take down Dokusama. So let's see how these battles get on, Spleen.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. And we do see not a great league for Brusano with the Beedrill into the Oranguru, and we see the instant safe swap into that Celio, trying to get some chip damage, but Dokusama electing to stay in with that Oranguru.
I think this is a big tell for Bruce Santos. If Celio's still drawing the Oranguru on the lead, I think that's a very vulnerable backline to this Celio. And we'll see if Bruce Santos can use that information. You're going to take the move here, the Jogo Sujo.
Yeah, going for
Just
that foul,
threats.
foul play, jogo sucio, I will say in Portuguese, and now Cilio unleashing a second body slam.
Yeah, the opposite of Jogo Bonito. But the Celio does. Oh, it's so close, but that second foul play is going to come in here. Truly, Suho for Bruce Santos as Celio goes down here on the opener. Beedrill's going to get one poison jab of energy, and now the Orangaroo is out spleen. How does this Beedrill stack up against a potential backline?
Yeah, I mean, if Dokusama stayed in with that Oranguru, it makes sense that he has he probably has another answer for the Pidgeol in the back. So coming in with that Cilio, which is technically not the
No.
the best answer to the Pidgeol, and now Bruce is going to go for that drill run and correctly shielded by
Yeah.
Dokusama.
I think if you're Bruce Santos, you're licking your lips here. You know that jump bluff is sitting in the back. You have a cast form with Rock Weather Ball that is ready to just go to town on it. This Beedrill is going to put up the first shield, get this second drill run off, pressure that final shield for Dokusama.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if Dokusama is going to shield. Indeed, he does shield and trying to build some extra energy and throwing another body slam. Will Bruce shield that body slam?
No, just gonna let
shield.
it go. I like this play from Bruce going right into that cast form, gonna get an energy lead, reveal the final Pokemon. Celio's still in here, Spleen, and there's the final shield. I like this. You get up on energy for that final match and shield the return.
The return. That's a great play indeed.
Denied.
But
It
in the
isn't.
back.
Oh, it isn't the jump bluff. It's the Dawn fan in the back instead. I am wrong. I was misinformed by my own misguided thoughts, and I apologize.
And reaching another weather ball here, that's going to be enough to take out the Dawn fan.
Yeah, the weather ball does eliminate the Dawn fan, but now this Celio just going to try and build up.
That's going to be a race to the body slam, and the Celio is going to reach the body slam, but can he powder snow down the Beedrill?
I think that Beedrill's pretty low here, buddy.
Oh, the Beedrill is right.
Is ready. Oh, Bruce Santos able to pull this out. I believed in Bruce. I didn't believe in him when I saw that Dawn fan on cast form in the back there, but the Beedrill just with that residual energy being able to hold on, cast form being able to force the body slam out of the Celio and make that an easy cleanup job for Bruce Santos is be another point on the board for Brazil.
And we move to game 3, and that's a very interesting lead with the Beedrill into the Dawn fan.
It's a very slow lead matchup with both these fast moves being resisted by the opposing Pokemon. Beedrill can take a body slam. The Pentada Corporal does about half to this Beedrill, but look at this energy here, Spleen, and we see the Tesura X coming early.
Yeah, going for that X-Scissor first, trying to force a shield and indeed getting the shield, and now going on the charge move priority for another X-Scissor, meaning that he probably wants to let go the next body slam.
Yeah, I think that's the play here for Bruce. No, Bruce is going to shield. This is interesting. I thought he would have built up to the drill run if this was the play, Spleen, but he's just going to stay in, and here's the Oranguru met by the cast form on the safe swap.
Yeah, exactly. Really thought he was definitely going to let that go, knowing that there is the Oranguru in the back, but opting to preserve the Beedrill there by shielding, and now going into that cast form, throwing a first weather ball and tanking all that energy, as we saw a million of times now. Cast form just used as a sponge.
That's the future sight, though, and that's going to take it out. It can't soak that up. And now Celio's got to come in, try and farm down this Oranguru before the Jogo Sujo comes in, and it can't do it. This is another move thrown by this Oranguru that the Celio is just going to take. Oh, the foulest of plays.
Foul play, but now the Celio has a ton of energy, and he's going to unleash that on the opposing Celio. Really well played by Doku. Sama there now. Just tanking all those body slam. That's a lot of energy, but Cilio is a tanky boy and can tank those body slam like a champ.
Yeah, and this is a relatively open and shut plan here for Bruce Santos. Body slam all the time until it says no more. But for Dokusama, just building up here, you got to think the return is on his mind. It's just to try and wipe out whatever is here. This Cilio has a ton of energy. I don't know if this is body slam range, Spleen.
Probably not. So let's see going for the body slam, and we do see Bruce swapping instantly into the Beedrill and met by the Donphan.
Yeah, and this X Scissor is going to come off here, threaten this Donphan. It should get the knock. No, there's the final shield. That's big shield there by Dokusama protecting this Donphan. Bruce Santos going to respond in turn, knowing that, you know, if this Beedrill got that poison jab in against the Oranguru, it might have the energy lead here. And it does indeed. This Donphan is going to be eliminated. And I don't think the Cilio on Dokusama's side can survive a poison jab down.
Yeah, but the Cilio has some energy, trying to build some extra energy and throwing right before, actually 2 poison jabs before the next one. And now the big question is, can he throw another move? Does he have a move against that?
It's gonna be a race, and he cannot get there. Bruce Santos kept enough energy on the Cilio to get the final slam in. He who slams last slams best, and Cilio picks up another victory for Bruce Santos. I mean, so we're in a mirror situation. Like, again, we're talking about mirror matchups a lot today. Dokusama and Bruce Santos, the exact same team, aside from a couple of move tweaks here. That just this is just a clear case of like knowing your line, knowing what you can take. And Bruce Santos, again on the lead here. This Cilio meets the Donphan instead of the Beedrill, a bit more favorable for Bruce Santos, I think.
Yeah, going for that first body slam, and Cilio going also to on the charge move priority to go for another body slam there.
Yeah, and yeah, Oranguru is going to come in here instead, and this must be great for Bruce Santos, seeing this Oranguru enter, knowing that the Beedrill gets to avoid the confusion damage here, and just going to go for Jump Bluff, knowing that it missed its target on the Donphan, just going to use Jump Bluff to soak up all this energy, knowing now that Future Sight is on the table from this Oranguru, and there it is, a Visao de Futuro.
Here comes the Future Sight doing a ton of damage, and also like the play from Bruce, swapping out, keeping some energy on the Cilio, knowing how valuable the energy is on the Cilio, and now going to reach another charge move. And no, actually Bruce opting to not throw the energy.
I really like this play. Once Oranguru uses its energy, it is very slow to build up here. And you can take a confusion or two and just build up the energy on this Beedrill, have a huge advantage going into a final matchup here, depending on how Dokusama wants to play this. I like that move by Bruce Santos, getting the energy, knowing that the counters are resisted. And since this Donphan is in here, it could be that cast form in the back.
Exactly, an amazing counting from Bruce, throwing on the charge move priority, keeping track of energy, despite the Donphan being on the lead, swapping out, and now shielding the body slam, and in the back it's the Cilio. And the energy, like we were mentioning, that head start energy on the Beedrill could come really handy in this in-game scenario.
It does. It means the Furasao is unleashed, but it is shielded by Dokusama. Final shield gone for the Italian side. Beedrill is going to shield in return. But as you said, Spleen, that residual energy that the Beedrill got off that Oranguru means it should reach another drill run here. The Furasao will not be stopped.
Exactly, reaching that drill run on the charge move priority, really well done, and that drill run doing some nice damage, and this body slam should be enough to take out the Beedrill.
It is enough to eliminate Beedrill, but Celio already has a body slam in the chamber, is going to unleash it on its counterpart from the Italian side. Another body slam already there, Spleen. And if this Dawn fan
Yeah, this
cannot
is
follow it,
enough, and that's just amazing energy management from Bruce there, throwing the second body slam to take out the Don fan and to seal the win here. Really amazing energy management by Bruce, showing a really perfect, knowing that he will reach charge, that he will reach charge move priority on the second drill run as well. So the entire game plan, you could see how the way to his victory was clear in his head from the start, almost from the start of the game.
Just beautiful management there by Bruce Santo, and we saw that game plan with Beedrill, Donphan, and Celio all having 2-turn fast moves with a 10-turn charge move being able to be thrown. Bruce Santos really prioritized having an energy lead in those matchups for the Beedrill on the Donphan, the Beedrill on the Celio, for the Celio on the Donphan, making sure that he was one move ahead of Doku-sama in those matchups, not like valuing the jump left or whatever was in the middle there was just meant to soak up energy to make sure that the Beedrill and the Celio had that edge, and that just very well managed there by Bruce Santos.
Yes, exactly. Also knowing the knowledge of the game, taking advantage of charge move priorities, knowing which Pokemon wins a charge move priority over the other was key as well for him in his game plan.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if he can do it again here. It's now 10-5 for Brazil against Italy. The Brazilians really opening up a gap here. Now Bruce Santos is going to stare into the face of that Iced Fang Hippowdon as Heisenberg 24 steps up to the plate for his second battle. We're just going to give her shiny Alolan Raichu in the lead against the Rangaroo.
That Thunder Shock and a very good lead there for Heisenberg, because you are resisting the confusion, and obviously those wild charge does just a ton.
Yeah, that's a huge wild charge to throw there. Like I said, a wild charge Grass Knot, Alolan Raichu for Heisenberg here. Your Rangaroo is going to get the confusion and the psychic damage on this cast form. Heading into the mirror, Heisenberg's cast form is up on energy, but that opening salvo, that wild charge there, Spleen, really sets the tone here for Heisenberg.
Yeah, definitely. That was a savage move, and I think here the play, Bruce is probably trying to go for the tackle down, but the Heisenberg's cast form is going to reach another weather ball here.
Yeah, the theory for Heisenberg is just get this cast form out of here, and it is a proven theory as this shiny cast form does the job. Beedrill comes in, the final Pokemon revealed for Bruce Santos, but if I'm Heisenberg, I'm liking the opportunity here to get another wild charge up. Nope, gonna go for the Hippowdon instead. Gonna put the Ice Fang Hippowdon in here, resist these poison jabs.
Yeah, which makes sense because the Beedrill will have outpaced to the X-Scissor over the wild charge, forcing definitely a shield, and here you can comfortably tank some move, reaching here a Rock Weather Ball on the Beedrill, so probably forcing a shield.
Yeah, the Palaclima is indeed shielded, and now I know what X-Scissor is in Italian, so I get to add that to my arsenal. But we see the shield from the Hippowdon. Heisenberg choosing to protect the bulky Hippo before Biche X is shielded.
Another X-Scissor, and now the Hippowdon is going to reach another Rock Weather Ball.
Yeah, and the Hippowdon just spamming these as quickly as possible. Both shields down now for the Beedrill. I think Hippowdon's done his job at this point here, Spleen. I think you just let it go here and farm down with Raichu. But we'll see.
Yeah, he does opt to let it go and going for that Raichu. And one shell Raichu, we do see trying to catch the wild charge, but Heisenberg keeping his cool, building up to 2 wild charge, and now throwing the first wild charge, and knowing that he has a shield, no, he just knows that he can comfortably clean the back
Yeah.
with the Alolan Raichu.
And Alolan Raichu, one of the few things that beats Beedrill on CMP, as the Spritza Lampo does the job. 3 of them taken by Bruce Santos in that matchup, and all 3 hurt like the Dickens as Heisenberg takes game 1. He is the one knocking in that game, and if you open the door, you get Wild Charge Spleen and Wild Charge.
Exactly.
Hurts.
And we need to say it's important for Heisenberg to score some points because Brazil are starting to run away from Italy. So kind of some pressure there, as we do see the cast from mirror, and we usually we hate to shoutcast those mirror, AJ, but it's pleasant to cast from mirror. Let's say it's a bit quicker than a Mandibuzz mirror, for instance.
Relatively fine. Like I said, we had a Dugong mirror yesterday, and thankfully I was not on the call for that. So apologies, apologies to Vroom Vroom Pow and Fish who had to call that. But yeah, the cast form mirror, a little more cut and dry. Both these Pokemon firing weather balls. It really comes down to a charge move priority event, and Bruce Santos gets the better there with cast form being eliminated from Heisenberg's side. This is actually an interesting call. Who comes in here to soak up this damage on the tackles? Going for the Raichu.
Makes sense, the Raichu, and we do see Bruce avoiding the farm down and going straight into the Beedrill and Heisenberg answering with that Hippowdon.
Yeah, the Ice Fang Hippowdon chewing through this Beedrill. It's not stab damage, so the Beedrill is taking it relatively well and is going to spam the Forbice X at will at this Hippowdon. Second one doesn't do much because, again, X-Scissor is a terrible move.
Yeah, exactly. Heisenberg almost had 2 Rock Weather Ball, going to throw the first one, and Bruce opting to let this go, and now he's going to put a lot on and succeeding to get the tackle down there.
Oh, I don't know about that one from Heisenberg. I think you had to throw here. You don't know what Bruce's third Pokemon is yet, but if it's the Oranguru, you kind of wanted that clean setup. No, it's the Donphan instead. It's the Donphan instead. But this Raichu hasn't revealed its second move yet, Spleen. The Grass Knot is coming in. Is Bruce Santos going to make the call to shield it?
He does shield it. And now the play is going to shield this for sure, but
yeah, I think the double body slam is going to end it here. The Corpus Contra is enough. Just gonna fire the Wild Charge just because, which I respect. But there's the final shield. But yeah, that Donphan was indeed at 2, and that will do it for Heisenberg as the Alolan Raichu is quickly dispatched by that body slam.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough because I think the only way, and maybe I might be wrong, but was to Wild Charge bait on the first one. But that's always not something you want to do. Also, something I just want to point out is in the cast form mirror, really interesting to see that Bruce went for the Rock Weather Ball in the last one, just in case Heisenberg was trying to catch, which is a brilliant play in my opinion.
Very brilliant play. We saw the cast form on the Beedrill mirror here in game 3, but now Blaziken enters the field for Heisenberg. It is a counter Blaziken. We have not seen the Fire Spin variant from the Italian here, as Blaziken can basically just counter down this cast form.
Yeah, and get away with a ton of energy, not able to fully counter down, so he's going to throw the Blaze Kick there to avoid using a second shield, and we do see a shield actually to force the last shield on the Blaziken.
Yeah, I kind of like that play. Nice counting there by Heisenberg, knowing that the cast form was going to get a second move off. Didn't want to go shields down, and still has energy here for the Oranguru, which does come in. So Bruce Santos' team has been revealed And Heisenberg just gonna go for Incendio, and it lands
And
on that Oranguru.
landing on that Oranguru, making some huge damage. And yes, Heisenberg doesn't have a shield anymore, but 2L Simon against a visual up a shield, and there it comes. Shield is going to be taken back when Heisenberg is going to press on that rock weather ball.
Yeah, and that drill run does do a lot of damage here. Another move coming in. You have to assume this is just the X's or just with the speed.
Exactly. This is only the X scissor.
Yeah, and this rock weather ball gonna come through here, try and get this final shield away from the Beedrill. It does indeed. And there's the second weather ball thrown by Heisenberg, trying to clear out this Beedrill and clear the path to victory for 2-1. Does indeed. Beedrill is eliminated, and this Oranguru.
And unfortunately, the Oranguru doesn't have enough HP in the back to do something. And really impressing set of play from Heisenberg to kind of put back Italy on track with just 4 points away from Brazil.
And a really impressive set of battles from Heisenberg. And again, this is what I've loved about Polkadot. There are some meta picks, to be sure. The Cast Form, the Jump Bluff, the Beedrill, the Celio. But you aren't beholden to those picks like you are in, say, Ionic or Ember. I will never not slag off Ember. But Heisenberg, like I said, going with these off-base picks, the Alolan Raichu, which is an excellent confusion counter with that electric damage it can put out. The Hippowdon, like you said, Spleen, a Swiss Army knife Pokemon that can do whatever you need it to do with that fast move pressure. The Blaziken, which we've seen both variants in these finals, the Fire Spin and the counter. It's so much flexibility at play here that just I really enjoy about this meta. But I know y'all have heard a lot of my opinions. We haven't heard from Leonardo and Kaz in a while. You want to get some opinions from them, Spleen?
Yeah, actually, yes. I have a question for Leonardo. Because I'm suspecting it's your opinion on the return, the Celio with return. So I was just wondering why going with return, and also how difficult it was to have return for all the ones that wanted to play the return, because it's assuming that someone kept at least seal the sphere, the shadow sphere that you purified then, and as it's not available right now in grants, so you assume that you needed to at least either kept one of them or trade the return version after. So how do you thought about that actually?
Well, I think Celio, I mean, since in Gymbreakers you could just change moveset according to your pair, I believe for all those opponents where they didn't have any jump off, the return was actually the best second charge move besides Body Slam. That's because you don't really gain any extra matchup from Aurora Beam or from Water Pulse, especially if you're already running Water Gun for the potential Blaziken. So return was actually meant to catch my opponents off guard most of the time, but also to deal some nice neutral damage. For example, to opponent running a Rockwanid or something like this. I really wanted to deal some nice neutral damage, especially because both Aurora Beam and Water Pulse are not that great. So they are not really energy efficient, despite being stab. But yeah, I usually just take I just save a purified version and a shadow version or everything that I can hold. So in that case, I happen to have a couple of purified sphere that I hadn't thrown away, and so it kind of paid off. Although for the monthly Silph, I I probably prefer the Aurora Beam one, just because you can't know if your opponent will have a jump off. So you're better off being prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually reminds me Ember in a way, because I did no, but I did like the iPod for Ember, but in factions it was just easier to use rather than in the Silph Cup, because sometimes you wanted to play it with Thunderfang to break that Polygraph Charizard core, but if you needed Ice Fang, if you are in the Silph Cup, you are stuck with the same fast move and charge move of all over the months. Whereas if it's in Gymbreakers or if it's in factions, you can really adapt to the opposing team, which makes more sense.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
said, I was stuck on Bite. And I appreciate you pointing out the benefits of hoarding Seal Leonardo. Shout out to my return Matang. That was a freaking star in Evolution Cup. But no, at this point in the match, Leonardo down 11-7. What is your mentality on the Italian side? Like what is your morale here? Are you feeling good about the battles you've had against the opponents you've had? Because for the listener at home, these matches are being broadcast sequentially. So once they are completed, that is the order that we're broadcasting it. So this score is what the teams get as these battles are going on. So how are you feeling at this point about your performance?
Yeah, well, I think I personally, from my own side, I did everything that I could. So I wasn't really disappointed with my own performance. But as a team, we found ourselves being in way worse conditions than this, score-wise, against previous opponents like USA, and we managed to climb back. So we are not really discouraged. We want to play our games until the last one, because we won Gymbreakers last edition, and so we know what we are capable of. We just have to stay focused and play as we how to play.
I think that's the mindset you have to have, especially against a very hungry Brazilian team still looking for that first master title after disappointment in the tiebreaker against France and Architect, after being defeated in Naiad by Italy. I think that mindset is very important. Can confirm, by the way, Portland Regionals are officially done. Congratulations to It's Axon for the victory. So many times the runner-up, so many times top 8, finally gets a crown in Portland. I'm sure it's made of donuts, but just congratulations to Axon, one of the nicest competitors you could ever hope to meet. And congrats to Rubik's Master and Shady Equation, who get the Yokohama Burst from that regional. Congrats to all the battlers there. And yeah, just if you're coming in after that stream, we got more great battles for you here, but we just want to remind you that these battles are indeed brought to you by Pogo Raiders. If you are looking for an online tool for hosting or joining raids, Pogo Raiders have been optimizing a fully custom raiding organization tool for over a year. With over 3,000 reads a day and over 150,000 members, you must try their free rating tool. And they are also a dedicated community of Pokemon Go players. You can join their monthly PvP tournaments with cash prizes and find help from some of the best players in the world, along with access to infographics and information about everything upcoming in Pokemon Go. Check them out at pokoraiders.gg or on Discord at discord.gg/PogoRaiders. That's how you do it. But yeah, so thoughts going into this matchup, I'm not going to have them because me and Spleen are going to take a break, a well-earned break, as the lights come on in Belgium. Leonardo, Kaz, I know you have these next set of battles up. We'll see just if this Italy comeback is on the cards. A tough matchup here in set 7 between Bernardo and Scafo99.
Yeah,
so
it's
now
gonna
let's
be
see if
really interesting.
yeah, sorry.
No, go right ahead. I mean, we just came off of, the last time we spoke on this cast, we just saw Bernardo get 3 points on you. So do you have thoughts about what you see him doing here against Scafo?
Savagery.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Just let's see if Scafo is able to avenge his poor teammate and bring some points home.
Oh, Kaz,
I hope
love you.
so. I really do. Yeah, let's see some vengeance. Let's see some Italian vengeance on this screen. So right off the bat, we have Scafo's cast form on a Powder Snow Celio this time.
Yeah, so cast form is definitely nice. I mean, Scafo against cast form against Celio is a great lead for cast form. We are able as Italy, we are able to win this lead.
And we see
every shield
Bernardo
scenario.
actually going straight for the Aurora Beam, as much of a nuke as you can manage from the Celio there.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. It's actually not a bad choice at all, because now this body slam will just bring this cast form just down into very deep red.
Yeah, just barely survives and will be able to get off a weather ball, but against the Oranguru now coming in to catch.
Nice catch, but now this Samurott is gonna be able to build up some nice energy.
Yeah, yeah. The Oranguru has a nice energy advantage, but the damage from these Fury Cutters stacking up from the Samurott is certainly not going to be very helpful, despite that great catch.
So now Samurott overfarms as much as he can just to maximize the energy. 4 more Fury Cutters to have a lot of Hydra Cannon stored, like almost 2 Hydras.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so much energy. And I mean, yeah, you have to come in with the Beedrill there. I mean, the Celio just has no energy, so really the only point of that Mon in the back is to be that 3rd shield eventually.
Exactly. So here Scafo is hoping that this Beedrill is gonna shield, because if Beedrill doesn't shield, it's gonna be a tough time for jump off. Luckily, Bernardo just shields at the very last second, and that's probably game, because now this jump off can just one-shot the Beedrill. If Beedrill didn't shield, it would have been really, really tough for Scafo.
Yeah, exactly. But Beedrill really wanted to keep that health in a commanding position going forward, and Jumpluff does not need to shield any of these X-Scissors just yet. But this is where that Celio could come in on the catch. It's just a matter of when Scafo decides to throw. Oh, and doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, but now let's not forget that this Celio doesn't have water gun. It has powder snow.
Yeah.
So can this jump off survive? Yeah, it can, just barely. Just barely.
Yeah, just enough to get to that energy ball. I mean, the Celio was so low on health. The catch was the win condition there, I think. I'm not sure if the Hydro Cannon had landed. I mean, how much health do you think would have been left on that Beedrill?
Well, do you mean on what move?
Like if we talked about, how the Beedrill had to use that shield there, but if it hadn't, it still would have been able to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, probably it would have been game for Bernardo. I don't think Scafo would have won.
Yeah.
Because just jump off would have needed two acrobatics regardless. So it would have been super tough, definitely.
Very interesting. Well, in our second matchup here, we started out with a cast form mirror, but then we see swaps into a Donphan for Scafo and a Beedrill for Bernardo. Gonna start landing off these X-Scissors. Sorry, my mispronunciation aside, we do see Donphan starting to pile on these body slams, and Beedrill able to come right back with as many X-Scissors as it can manage, over farming just a little and throwing right on that CMP to get off this X-Scissor.
Yeah, just very nice counting from Bernardo. Now Castform can just eat this move. Okay, actually they switch out,
nice.
which is interesting move.
Yeah, we go right back into the catch game here.
Yeah, that's very interesting move because Bernardo is probably thinking, what if Scappa has Samurott again? I really want to keep some health on my Beedrill so that that Samurott cannot Fury Cutter me down. That's a very smart thinking.
Definitely a great play, starting to think of that backline in advance. And we do see that Samurott come out on Scappo's side.
Just one turn away from the Hydro, so the move probably didn't really get activated at all. Yeah, so one shield has to go. Now Samurott can overfarm until the very last second. But yeah, this Beedrill is very loaded now.
Yeah, the Beedrill left with quite a bit of energy, and I mean, the Samurott has energy as well, and now it's going to have to throw it onto this very full health tanky Celio that Bernardo
Yeah, it was a blind Hydro. Yeah, it was a blind Hydro expecting the Beedrill, but for unfortunately, Bernardo is 2 steps ahead of their opponents all the time. So just sending a Celio, knowing that Scappa would just spam the Hydro button.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just an unbelievably smart call from Bernardo. Goodness gracious. And I mean, Samurott throwing off these Hydro Cannons, just trying to get, I guess, some chip damage along the way. But now Celio is stacked with body slams ready for this cast form.
Yeah, and the Beedrill has already a move, so they are just waiting for this cast form to spend some energy so that the Beedrill can just safely come in and kill the cast form. Or just probably it's not even necessary. Just Celio.
Yeah,
just close
Celio
the game.
gets to the body slam just in time. My goodness. What a tanky beast. And Beedrill comes in to throw the last of the energy at this Samurott.
Yeah.
We thought maybe they might be able to farm down, but can't quite make it.
Yeah, definitely the choice of keeping the Beedrill alive with some energy and still out of Fury Cutter down range was a major decision that ended up being working super well for them, for Bernardo. So now we are 1-1, I think, on this round. So let's see who's gonna win the third game.
So. And we see what initially looks like a pretty terrible matchup of Scappo's Oranguru on Bernardo's Beedrill. Immediately, Bernardo swaps out for that Celio.
Yeah, nice team read, nice lead reading for Scappo, who now has to chip the Celio down a little bit. Otherwise, it's gonna be pretty hard for everything else to deal with Celio, because Donphan is not really great against it, especially because it can deal ice damage to it.
Yeah, Donphan, we see Donphan come in now with potentially hoping to get some farm down, but not before the Celio manages to throw off a body slam bait and gets that first shield from Scappo there and able to get to another one. My gosh. Has to let this go.
Yeah, just with a sliver of health.
Mm-hmm. And now Beedrill comes in hoping to get to its move before, but the Donphan able to start throwing those body slams of its own.
A nice bait with the potential earthquake.
Yeah, very nice. And I do believe that was the last shield from Bernardo's side. No,
that's still 1-1.
Just 1-1. And now Beedrill has a ton of energy. Goodness.
Yeah, and he also has to throw in order not to get another body slam.
Still one shield in play for each side. So do you come, if you're Scappo, do you come back in with the Oranguru and just get some nice farm? Yeah, you do. But going to have to shield these X-Scissors. They are stacked quite nicely from Bernardo's side.
Yeah, this farm play will bring Samurott into a more manageable tackle down range for cast form if Bernardo doesn't shield. So now the farm down is gonna be not really great, because 2 Hydro Cannon are gonna kill the cast form, but all this tackle damage are gonna bring the Samurott down to 1 or 2 confusion range.
Yeah.
Probably. The fact is that if it's not 2 confusion range, if it's 3 confusion range, Samurott is gonna reach another Hydra.
Oh, just barely does not. And Beedrill comes in and
it's gonna come down to the wire and a simultaneous KO. That's insane.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So we have to see how that goes again.
New game, new teams. Let's see how it goes. Very nicely played by both.
Yeah, incredible plays by both. Just the energy management is so fine-tuned from both of these high-level players. And we see quite a nice lead for Scafo here with cast form onto the Celio.
Yeah, the main aim here for Scafo is trying to win the lead if they want to align the Oranguru onto anything else but Samurott. But to be fair, also Donphan is not really great against Samurott, so probably the main aim should be just to safe swap either, probably safe swap Donphan in order to bait the Samurott out.
Yep. But we don't see any swaps here. We see Castform going for another Weather Bolt, which if Bernardo wants to keep the Celio, he will shield, but does not. So comes in with Donphan to get some farm, and we see a Donphan mirror now.
Yeah. Yeah, so the aggressive safe swap was to bait out the potential Samurott, but yeah, Bernardo doesn't have it. So that's actually good news for Scafo.
Very good news indeed. Going to start throwing these neutral body slams and stack as much damage as possible. Getting Bernardo's down into the red, but now Bernardo has a body slam of his own. Will we see the first shield come up from Scafo? We do.
Yeah, that was a nice shield, because if the opposing Donphan stayed in, Scafo could have just farmed down the opponent, so that maybe 1 body slam to Samurott to throw, which would have been nice. But since we are not seeing any Samurott, Scafo has this game already in his pocket after aligning the Oranguru on this Beedrill.
Yeah.
Also trying the fancy catch just for the just for the
just
show,
for the heck of it. Yeah. Just for funsies. Let me just throw this catch in here. And we do see the final shield come up from Scafo against this X-Scissor, which would deal super effective damage, but now just gets confusioned down. Oh, yeah. The cruelty. The vengeance, there it is.
So Scafo won 2-1.
Yes, correct.
So let's jump to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now we have Joppy against Aureo. Very, very good battler. I've been known Aureo for a long time as well. We faced ourselves in Silph battles all the time from like two years ago. Really very experienced battlers. So Beedrill against Celio is a neutral match. We see the swap out.
Yeah. Oh, and this is the first time I'm seeing the Galvantula on screen, actually. Able to throw its lunge very quickly onto this Oranguru, and will get it quite low. My goodness. And this Galvantula seems to be running a pretty interesting move set. It looks like lunge and cross poison as opposed to what we're usually seeing which is the discharge and lunge. Now this Galvantula has a lot of energy, but if I recall correctly, this Beedrill has some energy of its own. Yeah, oh goodness gracious.
Yeah, this is why Galvantula runs the cross poison for this matchup, being able to outpace Beedrill with that quicker move.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And we do see the Beedrill still maintaining a lot of energy into this new matchup against Castform, where it will immediately throw the X Scissor, which Castform opts not to shield.
Yeah, now this Beedrill has a lot of energy to throw.
Oh, and this is just beautiful for if you're Aureo getting to throw this super effective ice damage from your Powder Snow onto the Donphan here. And do you go for the bait? I mean, this is quite a lot of energy going for this Body Slam bait. Will it get the last shield from Giappy? It does. Now you can have to shield this Body Slam from the Donphan, but can he throw off the Aurora Beam in time? Yes. Oh, this is going to hurt. But this Beedrill still has plenty of energy and is going to start throwing X Scissors right on top of one another onto this cat form. Here comes another one. Leo, do you have any thoughts on what's going on here with this team? I mean, it seems like a pretty dominant matchup from Giappy there.
Yeah, so I think my stream just died, so I'm watching the stream on my phone on Twitch now. So I'm a bit of I think I'm a bit of lag. So I've just finished watching the game.
Oh my goodness.
So definitely, yeah. But Beedrill was definitely very strong for Giappy, and as long as Beedrill had some energy, I mean, if we look at the team comp, it was definitely strong. So that's why I'm not surprised that we are seeing Beedrill again in the lead now. It's definitely very positive matchup against Galvantula, against Donphan as well. The mirror is neutral. Blaziken has to fear the poison jabs. Definitely Beedrill with energy is a true force, a true menace.
Yeah, Beedrill in the backline there definitely did a lot of work for Giappy, and having it in the lead here definitely starts forcing some early energy work from Aureo. And we see some
now
swap
Giappy is keeping the alignment that he wants, because it just has the right counter in the lead and a decent counter for the safe swap. It just has to make sure to keep the alignment, or just to keep
Definitely sometimes that swap is more about keeping the alignment rather than like the best possible matchup that you could have. Because Castform able to do quite decent damage here, stacking these weather balls onto this Celio, who opts not to use any shields. Aureo presumably saving those for his Blaziken in the back. Oh, and this is a Fire Spin Blaziken, which Beedrill will actually have to be quite afraid of from the get-go.
Yeah, that's definitely unexpected, but it's also slower against the neutral matchup. So this Donphan, I'm expecting this Donphan to have a positive matchup, and also the Fire Spin hurting less than counter would do. But yeah, so now we have seen a combo play with the Donphan. Let's see how Giappy tries to. Oh, he's gonna. Okay. I'm just watching the game with a bit of lag, so I'm just seeing that he's not able to farm down. Unfortunately, just the farm down doesn't succeed.
But I mean, Aureo still has both shields. The Beedrill has a ton of energy, but now we know is taking super effective damage from Fire Spin.
Yeah.
And we see the game itself.
So the bait succeeds, and yeah. What happens? A little bit of lag. Okay, trust the catch. It doesn't go through. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then with a shield to spare, Blaziken takes out that Beedrill in the end, leading to in the opposite situation, a very dominant matchup for Oreo there.
Yeah, also, Blaziken is definitely very, very strong, especially because Celio doesn't have water gun for Joppy. So
yeah,
Blaziken has a great matchups. You just have to be aware of the potential Oranguru, but other than that, is always a huge threat.
Yeah.
So Castform against Beedrill.
Yeah.
Nice matchup for Castform.
Yeah, very nice. And we see the swap out into Donphan here to try and soak some of this energy from that Castform. Over farming a bit. Going to go for the bait, and doesn't get a shield from Oreo's Castform. Calling it so that they can throw their own body slam.
Oh, just not enough. Really.
Oh, and the tackle damage really stacks up. Takes out the opposing Castform. Joppy takes out the opposing Castform with their own. And now Oreo comes in with Celio to try and start building up some energy, but goodness gracious, the Castform from Joppy's side has so much energy.
Yeah, and both Celio and Beedrill, of course, have to fear the rock coverage move from Castform. So I think that keeping building energy with Castform was actually a good choice. Not shielding the Donphan and to let it go after the secondary matchup, so that 2 or 3 more tackles could be made, and to build further energy was a nice decision.
Yeah, a very smart call. Letting this Castform get a bit low. Going to have to use a shield here if they want to protect that energy, but apparently no. They want to save
very
their
conservative
shields.
approach.
Yeah, they want to save their shields for their own Celio in the back, knowing now that Blaziken is not lurking back there.
Yeah, and knowing that now Blaziken, of course, doesn't have counter, so Celio has definitely more play against it. Even if Oreo happened to have it in the back, it's not as threatening as it would be with counter, definitely.
Yeah, a very good team read from Giapi there. Shielding that first move from Beedrill, getting a shield in return as they throw the first body slam. And and we do see that this is in fact a water gun Celio from Giapi's side.
Oh, it's water gun. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't. I
they
couldn't notice
must
before, but
yeah, they must have done that in fear of the Blaziken, as you've pointed out in other matchups. If you have water gun on the Celio, then the Blaziken, even with counter, it becomes much less of a threat.
Yeah.
And that water gun damage does take out the Beedrill, and now you just have to do a little bit to get to this final body slam, and Giapi's Celio will take out the opposing Celio on Oreo's side.
Yeah, having water gun on Celio also, besides improving the Blaziken matchup, is also better for playing the mirror. So if you know that the opposing Celio is a threat to your team, having water guns is definitely one way to keep opposing Celio at bay.
Oh, exactly. And so now we have one more matchup to determine if we can get this gap in between Italy and Brazil any closer than it already is.
Yeah, so 10-14 now, but the whole final is still pretty much open. So it can go either way now.
Yes, let's
To-
get into
to be
the final
fair,
matchup.
To be
and
fair, I
see-
heard that yesterday from Vroom Leonardo, and I was very disappointed with what happened after he said that.
Oh my gosh! So we
What?
see. So we see Beedrill onto the Don fan here. Oh, and this is actually our next matchup from Bomber 1 versus Oreo from the last matchup.
Yeah, Beedrill still having a decent matchup against Donphan, but of course it just if actually Donphan wins CMP tie against Beedrill, Donphan wins the one shield against it. So it's not a one-way matchup, but
Yeah, it's actually quite neutral. I've been surprised watching these matches just how neutral it is. And so we see a quick swap into Castform and Celio now. Celio
yeah,
able
so
to throw
drop
up.
him. Okay, so this is not drop, this is Bomberoni. Oh, sorry, yeah, I just made confusion. But yeah, teams
A
were
little-
very similar, very similar. There's no
Exactly.
Celio on Bomberoni's team.
I think that there was like a Bomber 1 has a Galvantula instead. So we actually don't see Celio on that opposing side. That's really the only difference I see.
Still, the music doesn't change. We still see the cast form on the Aureo Celio all the time. So very nice reads for the Italians here.
Yeah, a very smart call. And now we see Castform able to throw off this first weather ball, getting the first shield from Aureo. And now Blaziken goes straight for that Blast Burn, trying to do as much damage as possible, and does get the opposing shield. Oh, it's not Blast Burn, it's Blaze Kick. We have Blaze Kick and Brave Bird, I believe. My goodness.
Yeah, still Blaziken is... still Blaziken is not a move that you want to let go through. So
no.
I understand the shield regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
even
ground
if
doesn't actually
Blaziken
resist
had
fire.
Bone Club, I would shield it. I would shield a Bone Club from Blaziken in any case.
Yeah, pretty much Blaziken gets those shields no matter what. Just no questions asked. But now Blaziken comes back in and will be met with a ton of energy on this Don fan.
Yeah, so going for the double body slam instead of going for the earthquake is definitely a wise choice, especially because the fire spin do not hurt as much as the counter will do. So this ensures that Donphan is able to throw both moves.
Yeah. And Beedrill just does one quick little poison jab to get that Blaziken out of the way. Just shoo.
So it's only climbing back.
Yeah.
Let's see some action.
Oh, yeah. Italy making it very, very close. Again, trying to make it as close as possible every single time. And we see Bomber 1's Beedrill onto Oreo Celio. And Oreo Celio, let's just keep our Celio straight, everybody. Oreo Celio has Powder Snow. So it makes it a little bit less of a dominating matchup since you don't have that weathered water gun damage stacking up nearly as much. But this Beedrill is still able to get quite a bit of energy. And there's one swap to Castform from Bomber 1, and we see Donphan coming in on the other side.
Yeah, so not great so far. So now Oreo has the upper hand, but Castform, despite taking super effective damage from counters, it's actually very, very good, very good Pokemon regardless, because Donphan kind of has to shield if they want to keep the matchup as a clean matchup. Otherwise,
and we
Donphan
see
will just
Castform
come out very crippled.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we see Castform just barely able to survive despite all that counter damage and throw off a body slam before fainting itself.
Yeah, definitely those one or two tackles of advantage were crucial to get that to the final to the final weather ball. I keep saying body slam because it's like a body slam clone, but yeah, actually it used to be a body slam clone before the weather ball nerf, but yeah. So now this Donphan has body slam. This time is right. And okay, Beedrill just hangs on, but now we have Donphan against Beedrill, so the reverse that we have seen before.
Yeah, we saw a very brief picture of a Beedrill matchup, a Beedrill on B violence, but then very quickly we see the Donphan come out to try and force some energy off of this opposing Beedrill. And we do see the shield come up from Areo to protect the energy they've already.
Good call.
And now it is a race, and Beedrill gets there just ahead of Donphan, able to throw off this X Scissor. But I do believe, as low health as the as Bomber One's Beedrill is, I do believe it has energy already. So can it get? No, it can't quite get to that drill run to knock out Areo's own Beedrill. So we have Brazil bringing that gap back.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. And we have one more matchup from these two, I believe. Yes, we will start out with the Bomber One's cast form facing the opposing Donphan, and we see a quick swap into a Donphan mirror. I just gotta say, the animation movement for their
I was gonna say
so
the same.
great.
Definitely, it's really
it's just fun.
Kind of makes you feel a little bit dizzy if you look too much of Donphan rolling. It can just make you feel dizzy.
Yeah, but thankfully Areo swaps out into their own Beedrill, so that now they can take one body slam, stack up a lot of energy, and start throwing off some of these X Scissors. We see no shield from Bomber One, knowing that they have their own amount of energy, and they do win that CMP tie to throw off another body slam. Does Areo want to keep this Beedrill in play? They do. Forcing Donphan to throw yet another body slam, which now goes unshielded.
Areo still deciding to go for the farm rather than stopping Donphan from unleashing all this energy.
Oh my gosh. But if that Oranguru comes in, it's only going to be one confusion worth of damage. But no, cast form comes in at full health and will take a drill run. Quite nicely.
Yeah, well, the XL version of cast form is definitely tanky.
Extra tank. Now with extra tank. And we see that Areo now has brought in their Celio to start throwing as many body slams as the universe will let them. Oh my gosh, Oranguru going for... Is this the sight? No, this is the future sight, and it does land.
Yeah, the Hail Mary future sight.
Gosh. Oh, it's so much damage. The body slam bait does not get the shield. Oh my gosh. So Donphan still has quite a bit of health. Cast form still has quite a bit of health. Donphan has just a little bit more energy, and it is going to be able to start throwing multiple body slams. Oh, gets the last shield from Bomber One, and then is able to throw the next one immediately.
Too much energy on Donphan, unfortunately. Oh. Unfortunately, having cast form on Donphan and Donphan on Beedrill was, I wouldn't say a death sentence, because in Polka you always have some kind of wiggle room where you can try and get the best of best on your opponent, even if your alignment is not great. But definitely, as I was saying, just if your opponent is as good as you, and both of you are great players, if you start with a bad-ish team camp, it's really hard for you to come back, because of course your opponent will be able to play all his cards very, very well.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of very neutral matchups, I'm gonna say, in across Polka Dot Cup, and the energy management, just as you're elaborating on, really really becomes key, right, to maintaining the advantage. It's not necessarily about shields, it's not necessarily about swaps, it's just about that energy.
Yeah, sometimes it's energy, right? Sometimes it's alignment. When, of course, when you have a Rakwanid on Oranguru, you really want to invest 10 shields in order to get it. But
yes,
yeah,
Niantic,
sometimes
could I
you
get some
really,
extra shields, please?
yeah, from the next game maybe. But yeah, sometimes you really have to understand when you're gonna play for the shield, when you're gonna play for the energy, when you're gonna play for the alignment, and sometimes you have to play for all of these three things all together. And sometimes it's not easy to understand when you have to change playstyle and go for that energy instead of that alignment. It's very volatile, but yeah, this is how good players play, and this is how great players do.
It's incredible to watch, and I can't wait to see our next set. We're sending you over to the others now. Take it away.
Sergio,
Yeah,
we're right
let's
back
go.
into this. Beedrill on cast form Giapi against JW Naldo. The first time we're seeing JW Naldo in action today.
Yeah, rocking his new championship T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
And we do see a first X-Scissor coming from Joppy there.
Yeah, and this Beedrill is going to throw up a shield here, not wanting to take that rock weather ball. Smart play by Joppy, just making sure this Beedrill is healthy, going to have the energy advantage here as we see this similar line that we've seen a lot in this Polka Dot meta today here, Sergio, with the Jump Bluff, Oranguru, Beedrill, Donphan, Celio cast form configuration from the Italian battler.
Yeah, exactly. And Naldo here opting to take shield advantage and coming in with his own Beedrill to try to get an energy lead, something we have also quite seen a lot today. But Joppy is going to reach a drill run before fanning out.
Yeah, and that does a ton of damage to that shiny Beedrill that JW Naldo is using here. Oranguru is going to come in and just take this first X-Scissor pretty easily. Oranguru's got a lot of bulk, but there's the Samurott in the back for JW Naldo, and this Samurott is going to feast with these Fury Cutters, Sergio.
Yeah, exactly. And with two shields, probably shielding, farming some extra energy, and on a similar way to what we saw with the Blaziken, nothing really wants to take that.
And look at that farm down. So much energy on this Samurott, and that Donphan wants none of it. There's got to be at least 2 hydro cannons on that Samurott.
Yeah, indeed, or really close to Joppy opting to let go the first hydro. That does a ton of damage, almost
and now it can
out,
farm down the Donphan.
Wow, Fury cutting down the Donphan, and now launching another hydro there on the Beedrill.
This Samurott is on a war path for JW. There's the second hydro cannon. I knew it got a ton of energy off that Oranguru, and then the extra farm down of that Donphan. Just too much energy for that Beedrill to weather, washed away by the Samurott of JW Naldo. Another point there for the Brazilians, making it 17-11. And that is how you play Samurott right there.
Yeah, exactly. And also really great recognition, seeing what his win con was to give 2 shields to the Samurott and playing accordingly.
Yeah, so let's see. We got both screens this time for game 2. Oranguru on the lead for JW Naldo. Cast form in response for Joppy. And this is a fairly neutral matchup. This Oranguru can tank a couple of weather balls, but it will be about when the shields are used here to determine who will gain the early advantage.
Yeah, first weather ball coming in, and we do see Naldo building some extra energy and going for that psychic.
Yeah, that is what you want to do. The Psychico. I'm trying to get my Portuguese right on that one. But
connecting, and Naldo opting to let that weather ball go, knowing that he can tank it and confusion down, and we do see an aggressive swap by Jopi, swapping his Donphan into play.
Yeah, we saw that Donphan trying to operate at a severe disadvantage in game one. Joppy not wanting to make that mistake, getting it in early against the Samurott, shielding the Hydro Cannon this time, the first shield spent in this matchup.
Yeah, and now throwing a body slam and opting to let that go, knowing that he is suspecting a body slam, knowing that he can tank a body slam.
Yeah, and the second one coming in, I would expect to get the shield here from JW. Naldo does get the shield
Naldo.
at the last moment.
Naldo is going to shield because he knows he can reach another Hydro Cannon, and this Hydro Cannon, if unshielded, will take out the Donphan, and we do see the undercharge, but a shield coming into play from Jopi.
Yeah, and Joppy deciding he wants that Samurott out of the picture and does get his wish. And now Naldo has to make a choice. He has an Orangaroo that is close to a foul play, but does come in with the Beedrill here to resist the counters and maybe take a body slam, I guess, if you have to. I know yesterday DC Vulpix was saying, like, oh, Beedrill can tank a Weather Ball Rock. You still don't want to tank anything on Beedrill if you can avoid it, and these body slams are not welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Those body slams are chipping away the Beedrill, and we do see the last protected shield here, and Beedrill building another extra energy, and this is when the Beedrill can really become deadly with all that stored energy. Xcaesar taking out the Donphan, and in the back there is the water gun Cilio.
Yeah, that's a lot of fast move pressure. They're trying to catch a body slam on the Orangaroo. Can't get the foul play off. Suho indeed for Brazil, and Cilio can just body slam the Beedrill. All that energy rendered moot, and Joppy is going to even up this matchup at 1-1, make it 17-12 now for Brazil. And yeah, I love that two-shield play by Joppy, making sure Donphan was going to be relatively healthy for that final matchup. Once the Samurott was out of the way, it had a lot of play against the remainder of Naldo's team.
Yeah, exactly. And not making the same mistake that we saw on the previous game, giving too much energy to the Samurott, understanding how the Samurott could be a problem for the team and playing accordingly, which is what great players are doing.
Yeah, and Donphan draws Samurott on the lead for the decisive game 3. Samurott slightly quicker to that Hydro Cannon, but it will be the Donphan firing first here with a body slam that does get an early shield from Naldo.
Yeah, indeed, you do want to protect that Samurott because it can do so much damage, and now we do see the Hydro Cannon from Naldo getting also a shield back from Joppy.
Yeah, and what a catch on the second one. That Cilio was going to eat the Hydro Cannon instead and eat it like a champion. The Hydro Canhao means nothing to Cilio, soaking up that water damage. You see Naldo trying to build up to a move here and trying to catch a move on cast form, but the water gun damage means it's slightly delayed, and Cilio now has 2 body slams for this cast form ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, he wanted to swap out with a move, which makes sense, but allowing now the Cilio to build some energy and now unleashing those body slam into that cast form.
I mean, I understand it from Naldo's side. That backline of Castform and Cilio does not want to take counter damage from that Donphan. You need an exit strategy against the ground type. And Cilio is going to exit this battle right now at the hands of that Rock Weather Ball from Castform.
So yeah, we do see the Donphan coming in, but Naldo reaching at the last second another Weather Ball to chip away the Donphan.
That is a huge get for Naldo. A very valuable damage here. This means Cilio could potentially farm down a Donphan in the right situation as long as it's not able to threaten with that second charge move. And the Samurott's going to come in and force the charge move priority event, get that final shield away from this Donphan.
Yeah, I do really like this play, AJ, because you know you win charge move priority and you kind of force a shield because all that energy on the Donphan will have been wasted.
And again, this is easy farm for this Celio. The Donphan is going to throw the body slam here, try and get that final shield away. Naldo, no shields.
No
he knows the body
shield.
slam isn't going to do much here for this Donphan, and he wants it for this cast form in the back. And this is what I was talking about, Sergio. The Celio gets the energy lead on that Donphan, knowing that the Weather Ball put it in farm down range, and these body slams are going to come fast and furious on this cast form.
Yeah, first one doing some damage, but here come the rock weather ball, and Naldo is going to use his last protected shield there, and now it's going to be a race. Will he go to another body slam?
This is an interesting play, going for the double body slam here, potentially trying to wipe out this cast form. I think I would have gone for the Aurora Beam. I think that would have been a sure KO. And now both body slams have to be thrown here to take care of the cast form.
Yeah, but the second body slam is going to be enough to knock out. And now can just powder snow down the Donphan in the back. So maybe in the end, the safest play, because Aurora Beam, like mentioned several times, is a weak move. So you never know if you really care.
I just like the sparkly light spleen. But yeah, and I guess the double body slam also protects against a potential catch as well, doesn't it? Just to make sure that if Joppy did try and make that play, that you wouldn't be losing too much energy than if the Donphan caught a Aurora Beam instead.
Indeed. But so, Brazil looking comfortable now with a 6-point lead and getting closer to the 25-point mark, and maybe their first world title.
They can see it. They can see the trophy on the podium. They need 7 more points for that one trophy that they've been missing. And I'm sorry to bring up 7-1, but it's fun for me to do so. Anyway, Bomberoonie going to come in against JW Naldo in that pair 1 pairing. We get to see the Galvantula. We get to see we get to see Blaziken from Naldo, and it is Fire Spin Blaziken.
Fire Spin Blaziken, and we do see Bomberone swapping instantly into the Donphan. Yeah. And Blaziken is going to throw what should be
the Blaze Kick, the Shoot La Brera.
Yeah, Blaze Kick, exactly.
I like that attempt to get shield advantage here for this Samurott coming in for Naldo. Bomberone going to throw the body slam, does get the first shield from Naldo, wanting to protect the health just in case it is that nuke earthquake, but it is a back-to-back body slam here, and Naldo going to comfortably take the body slam knowing that a potential crisis was averted.
Yeah, exactly, and probably building some extra energy there on the Samurott, and we do see throwing right before the Donphan reaching the next body slam, and Bomberone opting to let go the Donphan there, and probably trying to go for an aggressive farm down.
Yeah, brings in the Beedrill. I like this play, resisting the Fury Cutters with that poison typing. A Hydro Cannon coming through, but knowing that the Blaziken has fired its move and is on Fire Spin anyway. So this is trouble for that bug backline that Bomberone has brought. He needs all the energy he can get, and this Beedrill now has it in spades as the Celio comes in for JW Naldo just to serve as a sponge here and try and get this final shield away with a body slam.
Yeah, exactly, and I like this play by Naldo, seeing that the Beedrill had the drill run and forcing in a way Bomberone to make a call and to adapt his gameplay.
Yeah, does shield this Blaziken here, wants to protect the energy, wants to get this Blaze Kick off to take the Galvantula out. That's 2 volt switches worth of energy that are unusable now for Bomberone, and that Beedrill is going to have to fire it off. It is an X's or range now, Spleen, but is this Beedrill going out? Now goes for the farm down, and now has multiple moves. It needs multiple moves to deal with this Celio.
Will it get enough? Can he get the drill run off? Yes,
he can.
Get the drill run off.
Can. What a move by Bomberone! not flinching in the face of the fire, but it's not
Silio
enough.
survived.
It's not enough.
Oh my
that is
god.
a thick seal lounging on Copacabana. Oh my lord. Celio takes a X-Scissor and a Drove Run from a beach. If it's Shadow, it's gone, but it's normal, it's pure, and it's not enough for Bomberoony. I don't know
Wow.
how much better he could have played that Spleen.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, I think Bomberone played that perfectly, being double weak to that fire spin Blaziken and bringing that game so close is a mastery. And I think I
Oh my
just
God.
woke up my entire neighborhood.
Oh my god. But if my roommate's here, I apologize to her, but oh my god, I thought Bomberoony pulled that one out. But we'll see here. Game number 2, JW Naldo just on fire in this matchup, and now gets Samurott on Beedrill in the lead. Not the best matchup for the Samurott, but it will be able to match the Beedrill in pace with these Hydro Cannons.
Yeah, exactly. And we see the first Hydro Cannon. Will we see a shield from the Beedrill? No shield from the Beedrill.
Yeah, Beedrill non-shadow can actually tank one move. It can tank a Hydro Cannon, so I can tell DC Vulpix that. But this X-Scissor, the Tesora X is unshielded. This Beedrill going to try and get a second one. Cannot do it. Did go for the overfarm there. And this Samurott going to fire the Hydro Cannon.
Yeah.
First shield comes up for Bomberoony.
Exactly. And you know the moment it goes for the extra farm that is going to shield. And we do see a shield from Naldo that is going to shield back the drill run to preserve some energy, and we see an insta swap from Bomberone into the cast form.
And this is the adjustment I expected from Bomberoony. Learning that Naldo had a Fire Spin Blaziken made cast form much safer in the back, and now it can unleash Weather Ball after Weather Ball on whatever it wants, and it wants rocks thrown at this B Spleen, and it's going to try and get its wish.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes the first rock weather ball, and we do see a shield from Naldo, probably to get that final shield back or to try to go for. But look at the counting from Naldo, throwing on the charge move priority and making Bomberone to make a call. Do I want to shield this?
Yeah, and Bomberone says no, cast form goes down. This Dawn fan has a hefty task ahead of it. It is going to come in and get whatever energy it can off this Beedrill, but counters are not going to do it here, Spleen. It needs a body slam.
Yeah, it needs the body slam, and Naldo trying to throw on CMP, but the Dawn fan keeping his energy, building some, doing 2 extra counter, and then throwing the body slam to take out the Beedrill.
That is a big call by Bomberoony. No shielding the Tesora X and keeping that shield for this cast form, knowing that the counter damage is going to be there. And this is the game right here, Sergio. If this Dawn fan can land these moves consistently on cast form and avoid a catch on that Samurott that is lingering around, this might be it. The cast form does take it out, though. This is trouble.
Cast form tackling down the Dawn fan, and now with that much energy, that's going to be rough for the Beedrill. Beedrill opting to shield, but still.
Yeah,
the cast form
there.
Yeah, is at a double weather ball, and this is going to take out the Beedrill and bring Brazil to closer to the world title.
I wonder, Spleen, if we can just pause for a second. I wonder if that's one of those instances where, you get into such a pattern with the body slam on the Dawn fan, going over those charge. I think you had to earthquake that cast form. I think you needed the stab move.
Yeah, probably, indeed, especially since the cast form is really bulky. I think that was the way, indeed.
Yeah, and that is one of the things. You get into these patterns in these sort of cups. They're like Dawn fan 5 body slam, like every time. I really think you have to make that call in the play. And I don't know if Bomberoony's trying to determine how much energy was on that Samurott when it left, but it was so low. I think you have to go for gold there instead of a relatively safe play with those body slams.
Indeed. After, like I always say, it's always easier to talk over the watching them playing than during the live battles.
It is true. It's why I'm here. It's why I'm not on screen. Arceus knows.
It's not because of our teammates.
You never blame the teammates. Never blame the teammates. Let's get this final battle. Bomberoni's got to try and pull a point back here for Italy. Keep the hopes alive. Orangaroo makes an appearance for Naldo in the lead against this cast form. A pretty even matchup.
Yeah, the cast form adding those tackle, adding up, and already at a weather ball and a half, and throwing that first weather ball here on the Orangaroo.
Yeah, the Orangaroo able to take a Sfera Climatica normal version very easily and reaching for the Psychic. I like this play by Naldo, going for the early KO of this cast form.
Will we see a shield? Yes, we do see a shield from Bomberoni calling that Psychic and building some extra energy. Whip could come handy. Can he tackle down?
Oh.
Yes, he can tackle down. And that's loaded cast form with so much energy now. He's going to unleash a first weather ball into the opposing cast form.
Yeah, this cast form has a lot of weather balls. Bless you, Spleen. But here we go. Donphan does come in for Bomberoni. But Beedrill is the answer for JW Naldo, and I think this was a play. I like this adjustment by Bomberoni. If Naldo's play is to shield Beedrill, force the issue early, force it to come out, and start sending off the Tesura X, which once again is a bad move.
Yeah, and calling once again Bomberoni, calling that move, and now grabbing the first shield on the body slam, and now it's going to throw another body slam to ensure some chip damage on the Beedrill.
Again, going up for that nuke move. Hasn't revealed the Earthquake yet, but this Donphan able to do some damage to this Beedrill, put it in a more suitable range, and the Tesura X here might be enough to take out the Donphan. And yeah, Bomberoni gonna let the Donphan go. The ground elephant has done its job and made this a much more manageable matchup for the Italian Beedrill in the back.
Going, and I really like that.
Catch.
I really like that play from Naldo, knowing that that Bomberoni will come with the cast form and catching the rock weather ball on the Beedrill.
You could see that switch timer come up as the Donphan went down, and I could just see Naldo in my mind just like, yes, this is going to happen. Beedrill has to give up the final shield on the rock weather ball here, meaning it is shields down. It needs to try and farm down this cast form to have a shot. It does get it out of there.
Down.
Big farm down there for Bomberoni to try and put a point on the board for Italy. No shield by Naldo on the Tesura X. It does minimal damage, but can this Beedrill find two moves in time? It needs the drill run to take care of Beedrill. I don't think it can take out the cast form, though.
Yeah, it seems rough. That's why he no shielded, and the cast form is just going to be able to tackle down the Beedrill in the back.
The Furasao is pretty, but it does not lead to victory in Game 3. A very important point for Bomberoni to get there. I think a sweep would have ended it right there, Spleen. So a very important point to claw back for Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we're going to move into battle number 12 here. 20-13 is the score. Brazil needs 5 points for their first ever Master League title in Gymbreakers, and it will be Scafo99 coming in against LNDS T Steinar, who we have not seen yet today, but is bringing the Dugong, and this is where I get my Dugong plushie and Dugong Rides co-pilot as we get Orangaroo on cast form in the lead. We don't see Dugong. Oh, we do see Dugong on Steiner's side. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong side. That is my fault. But we have this Orangaroo cast form matchup. We've seen this so many times today, Sergio.
Yeah, exactly. And let's find out how they are going to play. Is Scafo going to go for that big psychic nuke?
Yeah, is indeed. Will Steinar make the call? The Divisione is enough to knock it out. And that is a huge KO early. Samurai comes in. Scaffold's going to put Galvantula on it and shield this first Hydro Cannon. Huge advantage here for the Italian side.
Yeah, it makes sense to shield the Hydro Cannon, and now going for that lunge, and we do see a shield from Linz T. Steiner.
Yeah, and this is huge for Scaffo. Samurott not swapping out of this matchup is a huge tell that possibly that Dugong is in the back, maybe waiting, maybe wanting to avoid this Galvantula, and he would be correct if he assumes it. Dugong a little shaky against Galvantula, and in it comes the water ice Pokemon, bulky as hell, but not in the face of electric damage. Is going to take a lunge here. That is no shielded by Steinar.
Yeah, calling that lunge is huge, and now trying to reach for a potential icy wind right before the next charge move from the Galvantula, and this icy wind might not be enough to take out the Galvantula. Indeed.
Oh, it's almost, and it does survive, and now Cast Form comes in to try and deal damage to this Dugong, reaching for the icy wind, but can't get it off before the Weather Ball. No shielding the Weather Ball here, saving that shield for Samurai.
Yeah, saving the shield from the Samurai, but the Samurai is so low.
There's no time.
There's
no time.
Also, really liking the play from Scaffolder, saving a move rather than throwing a debuff, a double debuff move with his Galv. Really like that play.
Yeah, that is a huge win for Italy in game one of this pair 4 matchup. Oranguru now gets Blaziken on the start. A dream matchup for the Oranguru, and Dugong has to come in immediately for T. Steiner.
Yeah, we do see a swap with the Dugong opting, and Scaffo staying in, opting to throw a move, probably to grab a shield before swapping out.
Yeah, and does get that shield from the Dugong on the charge move priority event. Oranguru wins against Dugong. Who knew? And yeah, Scaffold's going to no-shield this Icy Wind. A very, very nice play, knowing he can swap out immediately. In comes the Cast Form to avoid the Blaziken and put a lot of pressure on this Dugong.
Yeah, and Cast Form is going to do some Cast Form job, as we saw, acting as a sponge here, just tanking some Icy Winds and just building some extra energy here. And now throwing the Rock Weather Ball right before the next Icy Wind.
Virtualized Dugong, the Panaklima is not enough to take it out, but it gets close, and now Blaziken comes in. This is huge farm opportunity for T. Steinar, but is going to have to give up a shield here, potentially. No shielding the Weather Ball on the Blaziken.
Yeah, no shield, banking on the fact that the Cast Form is debuffed and that it could tank that a bit more, but it's going to be a switch lock into that Oranguru, and do like the timing there, throwing one counter and then charge move.
Yeah, the Blaze Kick does get the shield from the Oranguru, and the confusion down will be swift and brutal, but will not result in this Oranguru getting a lot of energy, which is, I think, is Steinar's goal here, just to keep this Oranguru from reaching another future site, maybe putting more damage on his Cast Form. Is going to fire the move immediately. It is just the Jogo Suho, and Steinar knows it, and no shields.
Only a foul play, and now trying to go for the tackle down, but Scaffo swapping instantly into that Galvantula to prevent the Cast Form from building too much energy there.
Yeah, and Scaffo wisely going for the lunge debuff here on this Cast Form. It might mean Galvantula can tank a Weather Ball here. It still doesn't want to, but it might be able to. And this Cast Form, it is no shielded, and Galvantula does indeed survive the damage here. But can it get this move off before? It can get the lunge off, but it's caught on Dugong. And that is what I was worried about. No shielding that Weather Ball. The Assalto takes out the wrong target. And now Cast Form has a move to throw at this Oranguru. It needs to, but Oranguru's so slow, it's probably going to get there, Spleen.
Yeah, probably indeed. And we all saw that catch coming, but still, T. Steiner put that, and now finishing the Oranguru with the double weather ball, like you were mentioning, AJ.
Oh my god, the big Papa Pump Steinar there pumping that weather ball into Scafo's Oranguru, putting another point on the board for Brazil, inching them closer to that title that they want so badly. It's 1-1, and Scafo may be ruining that decision to let that weather ball through for a while there, Sergio.
Yeah, probably. Indeed, that was still a tough call to make. But let's find out in this last game. There, we do see the Oranguru again against the cast form, and Scafo opting to tank the first weather ball.
Yeah, and we've seen this matchup played so many times today, Spleen. I don't know how we're going to see it played this time, but it does look like Safo wants that nuke, and Steinar is going to shield
Yeah,
the
this
future sight.
Yeah, this time T. Steiner is going to shield the future site, allowing to build some extra energy, and now throwing right before the Oranguru reaching a foul play.
This is so tough for Scafo. Gets the shield advantage that he wanted. The Samurott going to come in and try and cut down the cast form, but will have to take a weather ball rock for its troubles. But this is going to be crucial here, Sergio. Can the Samurott get energy? Scafo says no, it's not going to happen. Brings in Galvantula to chase away the Samurai.
Yeah, and I really like the play, doing some Fury Cutters, getting some early energy there, and now swapping into that Galvantula to keep putting a shield and building some extra energy, and that launch is going to do a ton of damage into that Oranguru.
No shield from Steinar on the Oranguru. He knows where he wants it, and he wants it on his water Samurai. The lunge coming through again, and Oranguru is going to go down to the Assalto from this Galvantula. And this is trouble for Steinar. Dugong is waiting again in the back, and I'm not sure where you go with this. Dugong is going to come in and take these super effective volt switches.
Yeah, exactly. And now going for that discharge, will T. Steiner
Oh, he no shield
shield?
it!
He doesn't shield the discharge, and that
no!
does so much damage.
And now the catch on Samurott eating the icy wind. Oh no. It has all gone wrong. I am sorry you had to see that, Dugong. That is not the way you want to play this out. And I think Steinar knows that's it. That is jam done right there. This Hydro Cannon from Steinar will get the final shield. Dugong is at an icy wind. It will be resisted. The Samurott does have a shield on the offer and will use it. That sequence right there, Sergio, a game saver for Italy.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a bit some payback from Scafo from the last game, and this is also the kind of high level plays that we do like to see, right?
Exactly. Dugong goes down to a Hydro Cannon. The Shame and the Fury Cutter Hydro Cannon combo will ice out this cast form, and Italy closes the gap. It is now 21-15, a 6-point disadvantage, and they're just going to have to string together a couple more performances like we saw there from Scafo to try and close this gap even further.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So what are we thinking here, Sergio? We've seen Steinar now reveal that Blaziken, reveal that double water strategy that did not seem to work as well as he hoped. Steinar will be in the next matchup against the man who's coming in to call it, and maybe we'll see that Arcanine of his. Who knows? I haven't seen it yet. But what are you thinking here? Can Italy do this?
I don't know. I do hope Leonardo can pull up a big win, because the more close the matchup comes, the better, of course, for us as viewers, right?
I was gonna say I'm not gonna ask Leonardo that question because I know what his answer will be, but I will be certain to ask him other questions as he comes in to replace Lean Lejeune. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Hurricane Kaz, but make sure you give her all your support wherever you find her because she's an excellent battler and Captain B after I left the Queen Bees. So definitely give her a follow. But Spleen, we'll let you take a break. I'm the workhorse today. I'm going to step in and take Cat's place. As Leonardo, we get to see you battle Steinar this time. Let's go, buddy. Cast form on Samurai.
Yeah, that's a nice lead for me, of course, since I'm pretty weak to Samurai. Having to face it with cast form is what I could hope for.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't want to cut you off.
gonna lose the zero
battle.
shield.
This is your battle. I wanna let you go here.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna lose the zero shield, and I know that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna gracefully lose this matchup and try and water gun down the Samurai with my Cilio.
I think that's a good play. You said you were worried about the Samurai, and you do get it now weak enough where it can't really threaten you with that nuke move, the Mega Horn, or the Blizzard. We've seen Blizzard Samurai, and Steinar instantly going to the Beetle and drawing the matchup with Orangaroo. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, so good so far. So far so good, I should say. But I also know that Beetle with energy is actually more threatening than it seems, even for Oranguru. So I'm willing to shield if they shield, but they let it go. But unfortunately, as we are going to see, they are just using their own Oranguru to make a huge confusion farm down. That's putting me in a very tough spot now.
Yeah,
because
you are going to get a foul play off here, which will pressure that shield. Does get the first shield from Steinar, maybe make it a little easier for that Cilio, but we know the tech you're running on Cilio, and you're going to need a couple of those returns, likely getting the shield here, and already this Oranguru is so loaded on energy.
Yeah, and I call the foul play, but I don't think. I mean, I really have to either land return or to hope my opponent lags a lot. I don't.
That is not a win con in Gymbreakers, Leonardo.
Oh yeah, true.
So the body slam is unshielded by that Oranguru, and again, almost 2 foul plays here.
Yeah, so this is gonna come down to the wire actually, because after I let the first foul play go, I have some play until the end. Here, I decide not to throw my body slam before he forces my last shield. And probably that's a mistake because now I'm not able to double up on the body slam on time. Probably just barely. It's just a matter of one turn probably.
Yeah, I forced to throw early there on that move, and a Samurai is able to get to the Hydro Cannon in time.
Super close.
That extra Fury Cutter on the throw really paying off for the Samurai, able to take out Cilio, and despite that early advantage there, putting the cast form on the Samurai, it was indeed the Samurai with the finishing blow to get another point for Brazil.
Yeah, definitely those 7 confusions that they made off my Oranguru were crucial to bring my Cilio low enough so that I couldn't really close the game out. That was kind of unfortunate. I think if I hadn't thrown anything at the Samurai with my Cilio in that game, I probably should have been able to water gun down the Cilio. Well, it's always tough when you are playing such good battlers because everything you are doing is every decision must be taken in a matter of nanoseconds, and it's not always easy to understand which decision is the better one.
Yeah, but, every mistake is punished at this level.
Exactly.
Every wrong decision, and no shields on either of these foul plays on this Oranguru mirror to start game 2. But Steinar's Oranguru does win CMP, and Leonardo, you're choosing to let your Oranguru go here.
Yeah, I'm definitely fine with it. I know that if I'm gonna shield this, the Samurai with shield advantage will just break my line. So I'm not willing to do that. I really want to build some energy here. They say swap into the Samurai aggressively.
Yeah, and
So what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice, but definitely Samurai was super safe against me, so that I can't really blame them.
Yeah,
I really want.
And not going to the
Samurai
cast
low
form
enough.
either. You are saving the cast form here, letting Celio take the bulk of it. And here comes the Mega Horn. This is a huge shield call for you, and you no shield the Mega Horn.
Yeah. So now here my initial plan was to take a shield and potentially go into cast form to tackle down, but I don't do it, and it ends up being a mistake because if I farm this Samurai with my own cast form, maybe even shielded once, but I would have had a lot of energy at minimum damage taken.
Yeah, and that was a lot of energy to give up on that Celio after the no shield. Cast form comes in, going to start to tackle down here, but this already one shield gone on this Hydro Cannon from Steinar's Samurott, and here's the mirror. You have the energy lead, but you are slightly down on health with those Fury Cutters.
Yeah, but, and as you can see, the Samurott was already able, was regardless able to grab a shield off me, even if I waited too long, and the extra damage from water gun actually prevented my cast form to build even more energy from the Samurott. So it wasn't definitely the best choice for me.
I mean,
and this mirror is gonna be so neutral that probably we're gonna feint together.
It's gonna be very close here. You're gonna have to throw that weather ball to take out cast form before it could potentially tackle you down, and then hope that you have enough health to deal with the Oranguru and the Samurott. And the tackle down goes against you.
Yeah.
You do lose that race to Steinar, and that is another point on the board for Brazil. You said before, Samurott just really good into your team, Oranguru really good into your team, and it still looks like they're very good into your team, Leonardo. I'm sorry, but
yeah, they are, and both of my opponents had Oranguru and Samurott, so it was well.
It's a bit tough.
I tried to make some reads there, but sometimes you just have to choose which Pokemon you're gonna be weak to.
Yeah,
and your opponent just have them.
Like trust me, this isn't just you. I did the same to Vroom Vroom Pow yesterday. But yeah, Donphan on Samurott here in game 3. The Samurott already almost at 2 Hydro Cannons. You do shield the first one, protecting this Donphan here, and getting this Body Slam off before the second Hydro Cannon. This is very good timing by you. See, I can be complimentary.
Yeah, I tried to maximize here the energy. So my plan here was just to bait the Samurott out so that my Oranguru could just have a nice matchup. So here I decided to let my Donphan go because I want to make 2 confusions here with my Oranguru. Otherwise, I know I won't be able to win the mirror because Oranguru already has 1 confusion. So and I know that I lose CMPTI, so I really want to make 2 confusions. That now I'm 1 confusion ahead, and I won't have to worry about any CMPTIs as long as they don't catch my foul play, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very savvy maneuver. Remember, and we've seen being able to keep track of your opponent's energy for these mirror matchups has been so crucial to success in Polkadot. This first foul play from Steinar is coming out, and it is no shielded. You can tank 1, you can tank 2.
Yeah,
but
it's happening something very strange, because I tried to tap the foul play and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw that game gonna game. Oranguru does go down here.
I think I'd be able to. Yeah, so now I'm 1 turn ahead of this Beedrill, and
that
this is a matchup that normally cast from wins, but I have even more energy.
Yeah, so
I just have to play and play it out.
That's the shield on the X Scissor Bait. You do need to get both these rock weather balls off before that Beedrill finds the Furacao or Furasao. Sorry, I got my Hurricane and my Drill Run mixed up. And it does not get there in time. The Rock Weather Ball going to come through from Leonardo's cast form and take out this Beedrill, and it's just a matter of time before Oranguru succumbs to the tackles. Big point on the board for Leonardo. I got to call a win for you. Yay.
At least one
Awesome.
win, yeah. So
Heck yeah.
people might be wondering why I actually brought an Arcanine in my team, because it was some sort of it was a meme pick. But to be fair, there were so many teams. But to be fair, there were so many teams extremely weak to Arcanine. While for example, people with Jumpluff, Galvantula, Beedrill, all in the same team. So I had a lot of success with Arcanine in monthly tournament that month. But with Firefang, definitely.
I was gonna say, if you had battled Mexico on Thursday, you had been laughing because there were so many triple bug teams on that Mexican side. That Arcanine would have eaten like a king against Mexico. Unfortunately, like you said, Samurott and Oranguru pretty good against you, and you drew opponents that brought both. So very well done to get a point. Very well played in that final matchup there to keep Italy alive. Brazil needing 2 points to clinch this one, but the Italian ace is coming up here. We like to say there are certain aces for countries. There's Vani for Spain. There's Sandudu for France. There's usually rise to occasion for the USA. And when you think of Italy, you think of Aspra Scelto, who we have not seen yet today. We are going to see him now as he gets set to take on Bruno Hagi in match number 14. Italy needs a run of epic proportions here. Jumpluff on Beedrill.
Oh, it's actually Emalange against Bruno, I think.
Oh, we got Emalange first. Okay, then. I was looking at the screen. I was made a fool. But Beedrill on Jumpluff is the opening matchup here, and that X-Scissor does absolutely nothing because X-Scissor is a bad move. I will keep saying it.
Well, yeah, it's sometimes underwhelming, but yeah, on Beedrill, everything can be scary.
Beedrill itself is scary, and these poison jabs are doing so much to this Jumpluff. But yeah, it's a tough matchup. You got to land the acrobatics, and now we see Blaziken on Dugong here. That's the wrong side, producer. You want that on the Italian side. I know you are. Dugong is just going to go down here to this Blaziken's assault. The Blaze Kick is enough to take out Dugong. That neutral damage. Jumpluff going to come back in here, resisting these counters. And can it take a Blaze Kick here, Leonardo?
No, I really think that Blaze Kick is going to be just barely enough because Jumpluff is extremely bulky, and Blaze Kick is like a Fire Punch clone. So probably at that range would have been just enough. But yeah, so good shield, but now he has to let it go.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Emalanga.
Oh, it barely hangs on.
I do get to properly say his name, but his acrobatics is now caught. The Blaziken escapes in the acrobatics. Oh, no, it didn't. I thought it swapped. I thought I saw a swap there. I'm all over the place in this matchup. But here we go. Cast form on Beedrill, a bit more favorable for Emalanga here, knowing that shields are down. One Rock Weather Ball is going to be enough to dispatch this Beedrill.
Yeah.
Does shield the cast form here.
Yeah, well, that's really unfortunate because nice.
But there's the catch. There's the catch. I got my own future sight, y'all. I can see that coming. The Weather Ball is caught on the cast form, and that is the Weather Ball you want to catch. It is less damage because it does not have the same type attack boost. And I don't know if Emalanga can win this race here, Leonardo.
Yeah, well, it's pretty tough because after Jumpluff just barely hangs on. You just gave up on the best answer for cast form. So, but yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see until the end.
Oh, and he does actually fire the Weather Ball there. You could see Emalanga just reaching for that Jumpluff, trying to make a catch here. Cannot do it. Cast form goes down. Jumpluff immediately after, and it is match point for Brazil from here on out, I believe. Unless that was them, unless I'm reversed.
Yeah, fantastic IVs on cast form, but yeah.
Where's Fish?
18 to 23.
It is 17 to now 17 to 23.
Okay, sorry, fine. It was already updated. Fine.
So this is Bruno we are riding along with.
Yeah.
We have Galvantula on Jumpluff. Amelong doesn't have a Galvantula, so now I know. Now I'm where I need to be. The team was wrong. That is a shield. That is a shield on the acrobatics. A great shield from Emelonga just to keep this Bruno very healthy. See, I'm confused. And it does get the attack drop here on this Jumpluff. And
Jumpluff is so disgusting, to be fair. Just he's able to throw 2 acrobatics to Galvantula and still dealing it.
If only there was an ice type in play, but Dugong on the bench for this one for Bruno Haji. Galvantula does clear out the Jumpluff at the cost of a shield, and now Emelonga's Beedrill is going to come in here and take a lunge very easily.
Yeah, we can see Emma lunge in this case. It was a nice pun. But yeah, so now we have the shiny mirror Beedrill, which is
it's pretty.
Very nice.
It's pretty. Not gonna lie. Emerald Beedrill's going at it. Appropriate. They're both green for these two countries going at it. But Bruno takes the drill run there. That's a lot of damage to take on that Beedrill. But so much energy now for the Brazilian side on this bug poison type. And we'll see the Cedar drill run does indeed land. Is it enough? It is enough. Beedrill is out. And Blaziken's going to come in immediately and take an X-Scissor from this Beedrill. Or not. It does get the final
Can the Blaziken farm down?
I don't know if it can. I don't think Emelong thinks so either. It does throw the energy here, and it is shielded. Is that going to give this Beedrill enough time to get the drill run? It does get enough time to get the drill run. And that is a huge
that's crucial
to take. This Blaziken does not have a shield to save it, and Beedrill goes off in game 2. And now it is match point Brazil. Again, I have the future sight. I'm just early. But yeah, this is tough here, Leonardo. Amelong, very nice game 1, but just unable to make that work in game 2. And now game 3 sees Bruno's cast form against Emma's Beedrill.
Exactly. So this Beedrill is facing the only Pokemon that you don't really want to face, because you have a very, very nice or either neutral or better matchup across the board. But Castform is the only Pokemon you don't want on your own Beedrill.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno running that double bug backline of Beedrill and Galvantula, just letting this Castform soak up the damage, takes an X-Scissor from Beedrill. Gonna take another one here. No shields from Bruno Haji. This Castform is just here to die, essentially. And my feed is frozen.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay. It was the video that actually was.
I was about to say, Beedrill does get the KO on Castform at the expense of a shield, so Bruno's Beedrill is going to come in, get a ton of energy on this farm, does throw up the shield on this move, and correctly shields the Fortisau.
I'm wondering whether it's committed to the farm. Yeah, okay, so committed to the farm down seems a very wise choice. What does Emelange have in the back?
That is going to be the big question. Can it handle 2 bugs? It is the Castform coming in, and it will have to take a drill run here off the bat.
Yeah, at least one, because okay. Yeah, it's going to go for the double X-Scissor probably.
Just building up a ton of... No, it's going to put it in drone run
Okay.
range. Going to force Emelong to make a call here on protecting this cast form. And no, it barely hangs on. And there's the X-Scissor, a combo play without having to swap. And this Beedrill is going to put a lot of pressure on that cast form. It does go down here. Bruno reaching for that Galvantula. It is the Oranguru in the back, though.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very bad matchup this one. But actually, Oranguru is able to deal a lot of damage with Confusion. So I don't think that Oranguru is gonna win this one. But yeah, we will see.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is now for Emelong, this Oranguru cannot swap out. It cannot reset the debuff here, and that foul play is shielded by this Galvantula. Another lunge is going to come through. This might put it on the brink here, Leonardo. Or it might just knock it out completely. What am I talking about? That is going to do it. Bruno's Galvantula gets the knockout there and gets the first ever trophy for Brazil. Gold trophy. They've got plenty of trophies, but this one's going to shine better than all the other ones. Brazil is going to be your polka dot champ, is going to take this wave in Gymbreakers, avenge the loss from February to Italy. And, you know, we do have additional matchups for you. We do want to show you, we can, I don't think we've seen Asper against Joao Victor. We might as well give it a look. If we got it, if Sosa did the work to put this together, the least we can do is watch it and see if Italy can save some face here. I'm sorry, Leonardo. I'm sorry to make you stay now that it's already been determined, but maybe Asper can get something.
I always love to watch great battles. Also these games were actually worth for the individual ranking. So it's always important to play your own games, even if the round is already being decided.
Very true, very true. So let's see what we got here. Asper versus Joao Victor, 2006. The teenager from Brazil trying to derail the Italian ace. We have Samurott against Celio here. And it's a relatively tough matchup for the Celio to win. You have to be able to land the nuke if you have it. And these body slams are going to come in quickly. And we see Joao Victor now going to the Beedrill in response. Samurott was the swap in for Asper Shelto.
Yeah, so it was trying to catch the Mega Horn probably. So Beedrill now will have to shield if they want to attempt the farm down. Probably it will have to shield twice if Beedrill really wants to poison jump down the Samurott.
Yeah, and that may be the goal here for Joao Victor. No, gonna throw the X-Scissor, gonna cut off the energy. I do like that play from Joao Victor. Does get that shield off of Asper Shelto here on, once again, a very bad move, just not in Beedrill's hands. Or Stinger's, I guess. It doesn't have hands. But there's the second shield on the Hydro Cannon there. So shields are down for the Brazilian side. This Beedrill is able to complete the farm down, though.
Yeah, and the fact is that this Beedrill is still healthy enough so that it's still out of fair wind range. So Jumpluff cannot farm the Beedrill down. It really has to throw at least Energy Ball at this Beedrill. So definitely Joao Victor, his win condition was to keep the switch, keep the Celio on the Jumpluff, although Celio now can be just exposed to the Jumpluff's Energy Ball, which is going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, and we can see Asper Shelto choosing to bank it, going to this Water Gun Celio, a variant we've seen here in the later stages of Polkadot. No shielding this X-Scissor, knowing that X-Scissor is a terrible move. I'll keep saying it. And now Samurott is going to come in for Joao Victor, trying to mop this up. Just has to take these body slams. But now knowing that Jumpluff has so much energy, has an energy ball stored at the very least, it has to try and get this shield away from Celio.
Yeah, this Samurott is gonna almost kill this Celio with this Hydro Cannon. Just not enough, barely, but still in Fury Cutter range.
Yeah, Celio able to hold on here, get another body slam. I don't know if this is not... Samurott is a very Paper Warrior, but it can actually tank that body slam from Celio. And is trying to double up here, but cannot do it. Has to throw the Hydro Cannon here to try and clear out this Celio. But this is an easy fairway. No, he is going to shield the Hydro Cannon. That's an interesting call, but this Celio does get the energy now here. And this end game is just going to be a chess match, Leonardo.
Yeah, well, yeah, now, oh, nice catch.
Oh, there's the
nice catch.
There's the catch of the body slam on the Beedrill.
Yeah.
That is what I was talking about. Beedrill takes the body slam and goes down, but Jumpluff's going to enter and throw this energy ball. I don't think it's going to be enough. Jumpluff's attack.
No, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Especially after you force your Beedrill to eat the body slam. The Celio is not in range of energy ball. So the catch was crucial, was so clutch for Joao Victor. Very well played.
Yeah, the body slam is enough to take out Beedrill. The Celio comes in. It does not have the move. The second body slam from Joao Victor will be enough to put another point on the board for Brazil here in overtime. And I said, like, I could see that Beedrill there, just sitting there in the end game. I'm like, Joao's got to be able to use that to make a catch to try and flip this around, and just perfect timing there, eating that body slam.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, the catch was so beautiful to watch. But yeah, also props to Aspercelto, who with a very bad lead, he managed to take the game down to a final catch. So really well played on both ends, definitely.
One of the best battlers in the world. Brazil needs to be on Do Not Disturb. That's a second call I think we've seen. Patrick Iobani outing his teammate Bruno Hagi, and now Joao Victor is getting the collect calls, but this Beedrill's not answering. It's firing X Scissors at this Dawn fan, trying to chip it away before this body slam comes in. And we do see the first shield from the Beedrill on that body slam, keeping it healthy before this Celio comes in, trying to just shoot down this bee with its water guns.
Yeah, so now this X-Scissor is gonna put Celio into more manageable health range, especially after after all these tackles from Castform is gonna be in weatherball rock range. So I'm expecting Joao Victor to throw the weatherball rock just before Celio reaches the body slam.
Yeah. And this Castform in a very favorable position. The Celio is going to fire off another
Celio
body
actually
slam.
Manages to fire the final body slam. So I wonder whether he was miscounting or just waiting on purpose so that he could just double up.
Yeah, and Joao Victor is able to double up on these weather balls. Is going to fire the first one to get rid of Aspercelto's Celio, and this Dawn fan is going to come in to take the second. And I like this no shield from Aspercelto. I think 2-shield Beedrill has been a force in this cup. And we are going to see it again. Beedrill able to jab down the opposing Castform. Celio enters down a shield. But again, that low health Beedrill is on Joao Victor's side. And that catch possibility has to be lurking in Aspercelto's mind.
Exactly. So what Aspercelto needs to do is to wait one turn every time he throws a move, so that he can be sure that he doesn't throw any energy on the Beedrill.
Yeah, and this Beedrill is going to go for the drill run now that it's gotten the shield on the Tesura X bait. This drill run, the Giravita does so much damage to the Celio, but is still able to take it. Now the shields are going to start coming for Aspercelto, not wanting to take any more body slams than he has to. And I think a couple of X Scissors might end this one for the Italian side, Leonardo.
Yes, I don't remember how much energy did the Beedrill have, but I think Aspercelto has the game in his pocket now.
I mean, is going to fire the X Scissor here. I don't know if that was a delayed CMP tie or not. Celio does
probably
not
was
win
just
CMP. against Beedrill, and it did leave with an X-Scissor, and that is actually crucial there for Joao Victor. He is
You know
gonna
what he
pull it
was
on that, but
doing? I believe Aspercelto was calling the insta swap into the opposing Beedrill, so that he wants just to catch the Beedrill off guard with the instant X-Scissor. But unfortunately, it didn't work out.
yeah, that's a tough way to go down, and that just shows again the mental chess that has to go on in these late game stages, trying to predict your opponent's moves, trying to make sure you have a path to victory. Aspercelto is doing everything they can here, but Joao Victor is a very talented young battler who probably would be going to Yokohama if the Brazilians would let him compete. But Don Fan on Celio in game 3, a bit more favorable to your Italian compatriot.
Yeah, still very neutral, because like the powder snows are hitting the Donphan very, very hard, but yeah, also these body slams are not this soft to Donphan. Donphan is not known to be a bulky boy, but
no, Donphan is not here for a long time, but it is here long enough to take out Celio from this game. So Joao Victor does not have the bulky water ice type option, and this Donphan is going to take advantage of its energy lead to get a body slam on this Beedrill as well. So Beedrill does take that hit. Celio does come in for Aspercelto.
Yeah, so the this final body slam from Donphan as a party gift is actually crucial, because it allows the backline to handle the Beedrill definitely better, and this cast form now will have to deal with a energy loaded Celio. So I think Celio is gonna just unleash a whole lot of energy on this cast form, and probably, even though the Celio is down one shield compared to the Joao Victor's Pokemon, but yeah, all the energy that Celio has, and in fact is gonna take one shield back now.
Yeah, and
now Castform has to throw before Celio reaches another move.
And that was a big shield that Aspercelto gave up, shielding the Droll Run, keeping a lot of health on the Celio, making sure that Joao Victor had to go to a move and doesn't get the KO on the Weather Ball there, is going to have to take another body slam. And I don't know if this Castform can do it just barely, but now in comes Donphan for the counter snipe and just erases that Weather Ball from the field. Beedrill has to come in to finish it up, but that's a very healthy cast form that this Beedrill is staring down, and Joao Victor knows it's not going to happen there. Aspercelto does get a consolation point for Italy, but it is just that, Leonardo, a consolation point, as Brazil gets a 27-18 decision in this final for their title, their first in Gymbreakers. And we'll bring Spleen back in here. Spleen just been sitting off camera watching while, I do a bunch of work. I'm sure he enjoyed those battles, though. Two elite battlers in the Gymbreakers scene.
Yeah, of course. That was super nice to watch. I'm sad here for Leonardo for losing this final, but I'm also glad for my Brazilian friends, because I think they do deserve to win a title after
absolutely
being so close to win against France, then against Italy last time. So well deserved, and maybe the start of a new classic. So looking forward in 2 months for what could be a revenge.
I can't wait to see the rematch in Innocence Cup, which, man, I can't wait to see how you catch charms. But yeah, just very well played battlers going at it. You always love to see it. We've been treated some excellent Pokemon Go PvP action this weekend, just across the board, and just another fine display from these two teams. Again, the two dominant forces in Gymbreakers right now, they were separated by 1 ELO point atop the leaderboard entering this final. So Brazil will be very happy to take that title, take over top spot by taking out Italy. and yeah, Leonardo, I know it hurts. You got the February one, but yeah, are you ready for the rubber match in June?
Well, not yet, but we have a long way ahead of us. So yeah, we just have to play our cards better. We know we just had our occasion 2 months ago, and now Brazil totally deserved this title. So everything can go either way when battlers are so good, and so there's nothing to be said about. Sometimes we win, sometimes they win. It's never a failure. Is always a good success for either end, but it's never a failure. So looking forward to see who's gonna secure the title for the Wave 3 in Silph Silph Gymbreakers.
And I did see Emma in chat saying that we didn't see his battles against Joao Victor, but he says he got a 3-0, and I'm willing to take Emma at his word that he got a 3-0 against Joao. So I'm sure that those consolation points will be very well received, but it is still a Brazilian victory. They get to take the trophy back to South America. A very well-deserved trophy for how close they've been before. To finally take that top slot home, I'm sure will feel very good as they move into the winter months in Brazil, and get closer, to those worlds. So many of those battlers going to Yokohama already, and again, Paulinho Tad joining them today. I'm sure it will be a exquisite display of battles in the coming months from both these sides. We are nearing the end. I've done 3 of these in 4 days, so I hope y'all appreciate it. That's 12 hours of content I'm giving you. I'm not even on my channel, so I'm going to tell you where to actually give me my flowers, but I am the lady. I'm going to let everyone else go first, and we're going to start again to my right, Spleen Lejeune. Always a pleasure casting with you, my friend, either here or on my PvP Academia. Can you tell the people where else to find you and your work?
Yeah, obviously you can find me on Twitter at Spleen Lejeune as well, just like it's written under me. Also on my PvP Academia. I do hope we are going to host the next one. Thanks a lot to Pallet Town for having me today. It was really nice to cast this along you, AJ, and also along Leonardo. We didn't get a chance to cast, but maybe in the future, for sure. But that was always super nice to see some talented battlers going up each other, and looking forward to the next one, to this beautiful competition that is Gymbreakers.
Very well said, my friend. Kaz, unfortunately, as mentioned, did have to depart, but you can see her on Twitch at Hurricane Cash. She does not stream, but she is in there talking from time to time, and always willing to talk about Pokemon Go. See Leonardo 77, unfortunately on the losing side today. Again, between him and Vroom Vroom Pow, I don't know if we're going to get battlers who are actively competing to come on here and do this again, but very much appreciative of your time. I know it's late there, but again, just so thankful that you took the time to give your experience, give your expertise. Where can the people find your work?
Yeah, so to begin, just thanks guys for having me tonight here. You can just find me on Twitter. The username is Leo Contreras, so LeoContreas. But also C Leonardo is fine. It's not my handle, so it's another person's handle. So just make sure you don't tag them. And you can find me in the San Benedetto Discord server when we host regularly Silph Cups and other custom meta tournaments. And so that's it. I also make some coaching here and there, but just make sure, just contact me if you want any. Even though I didn't really make a good showcase of my skills tonight, but yeah, that's fine. Thanks guys for this chat and these battles. It was great to commentate them all together.
I will offer a testimonial. You see Leonardo atop the Silph leaderboards all the time. It is because he is very, very good at what he does, and it's why we are so thankful to have him here and donating his time and expertise, as I said, to the cause. I don't have a lot of expertise, but I'm loud and I talk a lot. So that's what I offer. That's why I'm always here. And now that we're at the end of another Gymbreaker cycle, it will be a couple more months before you see me again. But if you don't get enough of me, which who wouldn't get enough of me? I am streaming on the regular at Final Boss AJ on Twitch. I'm making a partner push, so every follower and every subscriber and every eyeball on my stream with my antics helps me finally get a check mark so I can finally change the prefix on my emotes. Because that just bothers me because it's based on my Twitter handle, which is A_J_Andrews, because Twitter is dumb. And I will keep saying that every time because it is. But we're doing this in front of the screen. We would not be able to do this without the man behind the curtain. And for once, it is not FishOnAHeater. So this might be a new set of plugs for y'all. Sosa Flow is handling production tonight. You may have heard him at times on his stream. I don't know, but he's definitely here. You can check out his channel, Poke Battle Network 1. And he is on YouTube as well, doing Silph coverage on there as well. He's telling me what to say in my ear because he can't actually come on and do it himself, but that's fine. I know he's dying. I know he's dying when I say that. Oh, he's coming on now. Oh, I've summoned him. I've summoned him. That's all right. That's the team here. Again, thank y'all so much for hanging out. I guess all that's left to do is raid into someone, and if I can be I could be all right. We are going to raid Wadaj, who did feature in yesterday's stream for Team USA against India, which again, very, very fun to cast, but a little bit briefer than this battle. So Leonardo, you can definitely hold your head high on that one. But give Wadaj some support. Spam whatever the hell emotes you want to put in there. I'm sure they're all good. But we are done here. Have a good night, everybody. And I'll see you in a couple months.
See you.
Oh, we're not rating out. Well, you know what I do, Sosa. It is 2 underscores in Wadaj. Make sure you're following the right Wadaj. There is an incidence in Pogo handles not being given the proper raids. Just ask Battle Bill, who now has 3 L's at the end of his name and can't get a raid from Rise because of it. I will go to his stream. I will highlight it. It is WDAGE__. Oh my god. Okay. No, I'm just talent. They don't give me a sword Only Dash is silly enough to give me a sword. Oh, well. I guess we're not raiding because none of us have swords. So sorry. Go watch Wadaj if you want. Go watch Mystic Sparkle 24 too. She's the Canada B captain. She's live. So go out into the world and enjoy more battles. And until next.